Comiskey Park in Chicago. Sports Channel is proud to present Chicago White Sox baseball. Tonight is Joe Carter, Jose Cruz Jr. and the Toronto Blue Jays versus Frank Thomas, Robin Ventura, Albert Belle and the Chicago White Sox. Hi, everybody, and welcome to beautiful Comiskey Park with Tom Paciorek. I'm Ken Harrelson as we get set to bring you the first of this four-game series against the Blue Jays. This will be the first of a doubleheader, and we'll have both of them for you right here on Sports Channel. So the Sox, winners of the last two games against the Seattle Mariners, now in this 12-game homestand, have evened up their record at 4. And some rookies out on that hill tonight, Weppy.
You got that right, Hawk. It's not a classic pitching matchup, but it's going to be interesting to see which one of these youngsters prevails this afternoon in Game 1. Tom Fordham, just 23 years old, has had better minor league numbers in previous seasons, but he's got a very good changeup. And Chris Carpenter, a big right-hander, got good stuff, and he's got a pretty good fastball.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. First of a twin bill coming your way right here over Sports Channel. And we'll be back with the rest of the starting lineups right after this.
Sports Channel's coverage of Chicago White Sox baseball is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to go places. The Stars of Chicagoland, your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer. Discover Card, proud partner of the Smithsonian's 150th anniversary. Budweiser, brew fresh Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. Dodge welcomes you to visit the Dodge dealer near you to see their new lineup of 97 Dodge cars and trucks. Ameritech, your link to better communication. And by Montgomery Ward.
On Saturdays, your customers can receive 2-day packages from FedEx. Cost? An extra $10.
On Saturdays, your customers can receive 2 to 3-day priority mail packages from the U.S. Postal Service. Cost? $3. And there's no extra charge.
On Saturdays, your customers cannot receive 2-day packages from UPS. Sorry.
So, what's your priority? Priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
Hello?
What happened?
We sealed the deal!
Yes! Where are you?
That's the steakhouse!
Porterhouse, Lane, Rump.
Now there's a new cellular service that's so clear, it's like you're there. Virtually no static or interference. ClearPath, so clear, it's like you're there.
Plans from $25 a month with 50 minutes free. Act now and get unlimited local calls for 2 months. From Ameritech, your link to better communication.
Montgomery Ward presents Talkin' About Baseball. The lowest paid attendance to a Major League Baseball game is 12. Not a good day for baseball. Even worse for the Wave. You can't beat baseball. And today, you can't beat Montgomery Ward. Take home an Admiral Top Mount refrigerator with free ice maker, only $5.49. An RCA 27-inch stereo color TV with picture-in-picture, just $3.99. A JVC Hi-Fi VCR is only $1.99. What a team, Montgomery Ward.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Comiskey Park in Chicago for the first of two between the White Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays. Actually, it's the first of a 4-game series between the Sox and Jays. As you look at the skipper, Cito Gaston, who has fallen on some hard times this year with the Jays. In the American League East, the Blue Jays are 59 and 63, 19 games back of the Orioles. Yankees are 5 games back. The Red Sox in third spot, and the Tigers bringing up the rear, 21.5 games behind the Orioles. And Terry Bevington is the skipper for the White Sox. 5 games behind the Cleveland Indians in the American League Central. The Brewers, same record. Royals 12.5, and the Twins really struggling, 14 games back. Tom Fordham is going to make his Major League debut in Game 1. The left-hander pitching at Nashville. 6-7 record so far on the season. His earned run average is over 5, but in previous minor league seasons, he has been consistently around that 3-point mark in the ERA figure. So obviously the Sox feel that he has the stuff to win this afternoon. The Blue Jays lead the season series 3-1, and the Sox have really caught a break in this series. They will not face Roger Clemens. They will face Pat Henkin on Thursday afternoon in the finale of this 4-game set. But the 2 pitchers that they will be facing this afternoon are combined 0-10 with an earned run average about 8. And the last 2 games, Scott Air, Monday against the Mariners, pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 hits, no runs, very effective. That was yesterday, and Keith Falk came in with a save, 4 innings, 1 hit, no runs, and 3 strikeouts. Very, very impressive. Mike Sorotka won on Sunday against the Mariners. 5 1/3 innings of work, 5 hits, a run. He had 5 strikeouts, pitched inside very effectively. Matt Karchner picked up the save in that contest. So the Sox trying to extend that winning streak to 3 games. And here is the lineup for the Blue Jays. Leading off in center field, Shannon Stewart. Batting second at second, Mariano Duncan. Jose Cruz Jr. is in left field, hitting third. Cleanup man is DH, the veteran Joe Carter. Ed Sprague is at third base in the 5th spot, followed by first baseman Juan Samuel. Jacob Brumfield is the right fielder, hitting 7th. Batting 8th behind the plate is Charlie O'Brien. And bringing up the rear at shortstop, Tomas Perez. Tom Fordham, a 23-year-old left-hander, this year at Nashville, 6 and 7, a 5.07 earned run average. Opponents batted .266 against him. Gave up 105 hits in 103 innings, 47 walks, 81 strikeouts, and 13 long ones. Defensively, the White Sox have Albert Belle in left field, Mike Cameron in center, and Dave Martinez plays right. Robin Ventura is at third base. Ozzie Guillen plays short. Ray Durham is stationed at second. Mario Valdez is at first. Frank Thomas returns to the lineup, and he'll be DHing. George Fabregas behind the plate, and Tom Fordham on the mound. Conditions at game time: temperature is 72 degrees, humidity 68%, winds out of the northeast at 10. Chance of rain in the forecast, although it's very, very slight. The umpires, our friends in blue: Joe Brinkman, the crew chief, at home plate, Ed Hickox at first, Darrell Cousins at second, and Laz Diaz, who did a great job behind the plate yesterday, is at third. So we are ready for game 1, and here's the Hawker Ribbon.
All right, Wimpy, thank you. And once again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here on Sports Channel. Young center fielder Shannon Stewart will lead it off. There you see, since he has been recalled, 1 for 11, and he's knocked in a pair. Tom Fordham's first major league pitch, fastball up high. This is the 5th meeting of the year between these two ball clubs. And the Blue Jays have given the Sox all kinds of trouble, winning 3 of the first 4. That fastball popped up right side. Dave Martinez and everybody converging. It'll be out of play, first roll. And the count 1-1. So Fordham, there you see he is 20 games over at 52 and 32 with a 3.50 ERA. Tommy had a little tendonitis in that shoulder, but without question his best pitches has changed from what we have seen in spring training. He has an excellent changeup, and of course left-handers who can throw a changeup and get it over, they got a chance.
Yes, they do.
There it is. Ooh. And the count now 1-2 to Shannon Stewart. Real fine change right here. Good motion. Same motion as a fastball. That's down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 347 down the lines, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center field. That changeup down low, and the count goes full. Well, the Blue Jays coming in with that mark of 59 and 63, 19 games back in the East. They are 28 and 31 on the road. Sox are 60 and 63, 5 games back in the Central, and they are 32 and 29 here at home. There's a base hit right back through the middle. So Shannon Stewart leads it off, and the first major league hit given up to the first hitter, faced by Tom Fordham.
Second baseman, number 24, Mariano Duncan.
Well, the fastball is right on the outside corner. Nice job of hitting there by Stewart, going with it right up the middle.
So the leadoff man aboard, and there's the second baseman, Mariano Duncan, 34-year-old veteran, hitting at .232, a homer, and 18 knocked in. Takes that curveball up high. Mariano, who was very, very unhappy with the Yankees, wanted out of there in the worst way, and it took him a while to do it, but they finally moved him to Toronto.
Yeah, he was already traded once to San Diego.
Yeah. Stewart, just a decent lead at first. He takes off, and there's a shot base hit in the left field. So the first two men reach for the Blue Jays here in the top of the first inning. And Fordham in a jam.
It's a fastball downstairs with that runner in motion. Duncan's always been a good low fastball hitter, and he roped it in the left field.
Here comes the left fielder. Switch hitting Jose Cruz Jr. Just 23 years old, hitting at .264, 17 homers, 46 knocked in. Of course, he was involved in that huge trade with the Mariners. There's a strike on the outside corner. In fact, in just 49 games with Seattle, hit 12 homers and knocked in 34. That pitch down low.
And look at the Blue Jays offensively. Batting average last. Runs per game last. Same thing with hit slugging percentage and on-base percentage. Very uncharacteristic of what we have seen of Blue Jay teams in the past.
Pretty good pitch, didn't get it. And the count 2-1. So in just 65 games, Cruz has amassed 17 homers and 46 ribbies. Not too shabby. I was talking with Lou Piniella when the Mariners were here, and he said it just broke his heart to trade Cruz. That fastball fouled out of play. But they felt like they had to do it in order to pick up a couple of guys in that bullpen, and they did. Two pretty good ones, Mike Timlin and Paul Spoljaric.
Yeah, both with good numbers, and both guys are signed for next year, too, and that was an important part of that trade also.
Well, that's getting to be as important a factor in the trade as anything.
Darn right. You know, they didn't want to rent these guys for the remainder of this season and lose a player of this caliber. That would be crazy.
2-0, nobody out, the 2-2 pitch. As we mentioned, Tommy's not going to overpower you. He has got to try to find a way to set up the hitters to where he can use that change as his out pitch. And the deeper he goes into the counts, the better it is for the Blue Jay hitters.
Oh, yeah.
A fastball up high, and that'll load him up.
Oh, it's amazing. You look at Jose Cruz Jr. and you see Jose Cruz Sr.
Yeah.
Runs just like him. A lot of mannerisms. Of course, his dad was left-handed all the way. And Jose Jr. is doing better, actually, from the right side of the plate. He's hitting .316 as compared to .229 left-handed. Wow. Went to Rice University in Houston.
So Paisley got to try to settle the youngster down in his major league debut. And he's got his work cut out for him with the veteran Joe Carter. Average not up there, but still, look at that. 82 RBIs. He'll knock in 100 this year and continue on with what he does best, and that's driving 100 every year.
That's right. And you can't expect more from Carter because the guys around him are just having horrible years.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. There's a strike.
10 grand slams in his career, 291.
So 37 years old. What just an outstanding performer and an outstanding ambassador for baseball. That fastball popped up right side. Dave Martinez was playing deep. Durham going back. Durham makes the call. He has the ball. Shannon Stewart tags. Here he comes. Here's the throw. Not in time. Dave Martinez was really deep in right field. He couldn't get there. If he gets there, then Stewart's not going to score.
Without question. Great job of base running by Shannon Stewart right here. First of all, he sees that Durham is in an awkward throwing position. He's got to turn his body completely around, even though it's a short throw. And then he makes a great slide head first, although I hate to see that. But look what Ray has to do in order to make this catch. The throw is accurate, but the speed gets him in there. That high hop didn't help either.
Here's Ed Sprague, having a very, very subpar year for him. Hitting at .230, just 12 homers and just 41 knocked in. Sprague was counted on to be a huge part of the Toronto offense. That ball slicing foul and out of play, David. Had no chance to get there.
Yeah, Sprague last year at 36 homers drove in 101 runs. And he's done a good job here at Comiskey Park. 3 homers and 14 driven in. There for a while, he was hitting about 500 against White Sox pitching. So the 1-1 pitch coming up to Sprague.
That pitch inside. Yeah, they expected Sprague to continue on with those home runs and RBIs. Well, I'll tell you, though, as you played on clubs and the same thing. Wimpy. Hitting is contagious. Defense is contagious, good or bad. Yeah, that pitch foul straight back.
What? Come on, don't run away from it.
What?
Thought you'd make a little bit better effort.
Maybe I see it just a little bit better.
What?
There was no play. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Jack Gould would have made that play.
Out in front of that change. Way out in front of that change, and that's in the upper deck. With just a very small crowd on hand for the first of this doubleheader.
Late arriving.
Well, I expect we'll have a pretty good crowd before this thing's over.
Sure.
Sox averaging 24,540. Had some excellent crowds over the weekend and last evening to see the Mariners. Boy, they're fun to watch. Curveball, he's gone. So the first major league strikeout for Tom Fordham, 2 gone.
Well, he hooks him. See, right there, Sprague starts his stride, carries his hands with him. And therefore, he can't pull the trigger, and that ball's pretty much center cut right there. He must have had a good tight rotation on it where Ed didn't recognize it. That's a pretty good looking pitch to hit.
That'll bring up the first baseman, 36-year-old veteran Juan Samuel. Hitting at .286, a homer. He has knocked in 9. Takes that fastball high off the plate. Other action around the American League tonight will show Baltimore, Kansas City. Minnesota takes on the Tigers in Detroit. Milwaukee at Texas. Mariners and the Indians hook up out at the Kingdome. New York at Anaheim, and Boston is hosted by the Athletics.
For those Angels playing a couple big series back-to-back with Baltimore and New York.
Fastball way high, and a count 2-0. Over in the National League, St. Louis is at Montreal. Cubs take on the Fighting Fish in Florida. Colorado at Cincinnati. San Diego against the Pirates at Three Rivers. Phillies are hosting the Giants. The Dodgers are at Shea against the Mets, and Atlanta down at the Astrodome against Houston. There go the runners. Pitch foul straight back.
All you have to do is reach over. Whippy,
if you want the ball caught, you reach over and catch it.
Well, that ball's trying to find you. It's like the old times.
It's like Mike Flowers in left field the other day.
That's right. You know, I almost felt sorry for Mike.
Well, one thing about it, it wasn't his fault. That's all Lou had to put out there.
It wasn't supposed to be him either.
2-1. Three balls and a strike. Samuel has been in his career a good fastball hitter. Oh, when he was with the Phillies, he could also steal a base. There's a shot base hit. So here comes Duncan. He's going to score. And the Blue Jays take a 2-0 lead. He has been deep into the count to almost every hit of this inning.
And it's a fastball, which is what Samuel loves to hit. He's ahead in the count. He just rips it into left field, getting the head of the bat out. When you know it's coming, a lot easier to hit. Well, he is all over this one.
So here's Jacob Brumfield, the right fielder, hitting at .214, a couple of homers and 18 knocked in. That's off the end of the bat. Albert giving chase. He's over there. He's reaching up to make the catch, and that'll retire the side. But a rocky first start in his Major League debut for Tom Fordham after half inning of play. It's Blue Jays 2 and the Sox coming up.
Much has been made about Cal Ripken Jr.'s durability and stamina, and rightfully so. But Ozzie Guillen has started at shortstop on 13 straight opening days for the Sox, and he's played in over 1,600 games. So like Ripken and also his namesake, rocker Ozzy Osbourne, Guillen has a right to say, "I am Iron Man." Sports Channel. We know the Sox. Inside out.
To take advantage of the great deals at the Dodge Big Summer Clearance, you're going to have to act fast. Because with combined package values and discounts of up to $13.50, our supply of Dodge Dakotas will rapidly run out. With package values of up to $11.85 on the mighty Dodge Ram, time isn't the only thing that's going to fly. Get to the Dodge Big Summer Clearance soon, because the clock is running. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Make your home beautiful with savings from Menards. Save on the best selection of Dutch Boy paint. Dirt Fighter exterior flat gives a long-lasting finish, just $12.74 a gallon. Add the finishing touches with Pro-Spec exterior shutters from Design House. They're maintenance-free with a lifetime warranty, on sale in 7 sizes, starting at $8.88 a pair. Find all your home improvement needs at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
2-0 Jays, and here's the Sox lineup. Top third has Ray Durham at second base, Dave Martinez in right, and Frank Thomas as the DH. Middle third features in left field Albert Belle, third baseman Robin Ventura, and Mike Cameron in center field. Bottom third has Mario Valdez at first base, George Fabregas behind the plate, and Ozzie Guillen at shortstop. On the mound for the Jays, 22-year-old right-hander Chris Carpenter in 5 starts, 0-5, 8.89. Ouch. .412 is what the league is hitting against him. 54 hits in 27 1/3. That's 2 an inning. 4 homers, 13 walks, and 23 strikeouts. Carpenter from Newmarket, New Hampshire. And the defense, Cruz, Stewart, and Brumfield. Sprague, Perez, Duncan, and Samuel for the Jays. Behind the plate, veteran Charlie O'Brien and Chris Carpenter on the mound.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. As now we're going to have a meeting at the mound. Ray Durham will lead it off. Ray hitting at .260, 8 homers, and 41 knocked in. 2-0 Blue Jays. 2 runs on 3 hits. As that fastball. 0-1 the count. Curveball, pretty good hook right there. Gets it over, and very quickly 0-2. You're going to stay with Joe Brinkman. He's going to give you a slow call.
You got that right. Yeah, good tight spin on that one.
There's a curveball, base hit. So good speed aboard.
Anyway, Ray waited back nicely and just poked it into center field. 0-2 pitch.
That'll bring up Dave Martinez. David hitting at 272, 10 homers, and 39 knocked in. And all of us here at Sports Channel would like to welcome our affiliate, Jones Intercable, and all our viewers in West Chicago and St. Charles.
Yes. Well,
I get a lot of my money in St. Charles.
The Nukester?
Yep.
Nuke High Duke?
Yep. 1-0 the count.
Has he won anything lately?
He hadn't played.
Oh. He hadn't won then?
No. A little looper in the left field. Cruz coming on. He can't get there. So the base hit by Martinez, and here come the Sox.
Well, starting off the same way the Blue Jays did, 2 consecutive hits. Now they walk Frank Thomas. Nah, Frank, drive him in.
Here's a big hurt. Nursing that sore flexor muscle and a sore elbow. Frank hitting at 340, 28 homers, 98 knocked in. Takes that pitch, low and away. This is the 4th doubleheader this year that the Sox have been involved in, and they have split the first 3. There's a strike, and let's check out our picks to click. Our fan went with Robin, Javangio, Ozzie, Wimpy with Durham, and Chris and I are going to go with Dave Martinez.
The lovely and talented Janice Devine is our fan tonight.
There's a base hit in the right field. They're going to wave Ray around. Here he comes. He'll score. Martinez is way to third, and they're going to get him. Jacob Brumfield turned it loose and nailed Martinez going into third. But it's a 2-1 ball game.
Well, Frank just kind of shanks it in the right field. But Brumfield is on this ball in a hurry. You know, he's playing deep for Frank Thomas. He gets to this thing and he fires a rocket. I'm sure he shocked Dave Martinez. He got to that ball in a heartbeat and just fired a laser. Great job by the J right fielder.
So that'll bring up Albert. Albert hitting at 261, 23 homers, 83 knocked in. Outfield straight up. Albert looks at that pitch, low and away. The end of the bat, and the second baseman Mariano Duncan makes a nice play. They throw out Belle. Big Frank in the second, 2 gone.
Picks a good pitch right on the outside corner, and Albert's still falling off that ball a little bit. Not able to hit it solid, so it gave Duncan enough time to get over there, making the good play and throwing him out.
Here's Ventura. Robin hitting at 377. 3 homers. He has knocked in 10. First of a doubleheader in Game 2. It'll be Jason Beret against Luis Andujar. That's low in the dirt. Mike Cameron on deck. So Carpenter, who is a 3-time All-State player in high school in both baseball and hockey. They got a pretty good hockey player program up there in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and New England area. 3-0 the count. Well, so far from what we've seen, he is not throwing as hard as we were told he was going to be throwing, maybe. Get a little loose after this inning. There's a strike. Right on the corner. And the count 3-1. That's ball 4. So the first walk issued by Chris Carpenter, and that'll bring up Mike Cameron. Cameron hitting at .265, 12 homers, 43 knocked in. Out in front, hooks it foul. No, Mikey, take it to right center, where you have really been most effective. He had a big double last night. That was in the 6th inning. That fastball up and in. That evens a count at 1. Curveball high.
You see what Mikey's done with runners in scoring position. 349 on the season, but 459 since June 28th. So he has been great in these situations.
That curveball, that's high. So he's in good shape at 3 balls and a strike.
And the Sox, with runners, 2 outs and runners on, the best hitting team in the American League at 282. The average is 255. Red Sox, number 2.
That's outside. It's almost the same kind of an inning Carpenter's having as Tom Fordham had in the top of the first.
Well, Cito Gaston is sitting there. He's a very patient man. He has seen a lot of great things happen to this Blue Jay organization, a couple of world championships. And he's been on some bleaker side of the situation also. He's been with them a long, long time.
He's been a big part of this organization and the success of the Toronto Blue Jay organization as Mario Valdez stands in. Takes that fastball inside. Mario hitting at .259, no homers and 9 knocked in. It's 2-0. Don't help him out. Zone him in. Reel him in.
Oh, Mario 2 for 3 with bases loaded. And zoning in for Mario's got to be looking for something down that he can handle. He's a good low ball hitter. He doesn't want to chase anything upstairs.
So Mel Queen, the pitching coach, out to try to settle this youngster, just 22 years old, 6'6". Basically nothing tricky about Carpenter. Fastball, curveball change. But it doesn't make any difference if you can't get it over. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Strike right on the outside corner. So Thomas at third, Ventura at second, Cameron at first. There's a chopper, two-hopper. Duncan's got it. Over to the shortstop, Tomas Perez, and that'll do it. But the Sox get on the board with a run. They strand three, and after one, it's 2-1 Blue Jays.
Machinery last longer, or make a long drive seem shorter. It's about making time to look beyond the obvious, and most of all, about taking time to listen. All things change through time. Trucks, and a company.
Southwest Airlines. Fares so low, you have the freedom to go places and do things you never thought possible. Fly Southwest Airlines.
Baseball Thursday continues on Sports Channel this week when the surprising New York Mets welcome Mike Piazza and the Los Angeles Dodgers to Shea Stadium. Coverage begins Thursday night at 6:30 exclusively on Sports Channel.
Two-one Toronto here in the top of the second. For the Jays, it'll be O'Brien, Perez, and back to the top of the order and Shannon Stewart. 36-year-old veteran Charlie O'Brien. There he is, numbers 218, 3 homers, 23 knocked in. Takes ball one. That fastball out of play right side. That fastball popped up. Ozzie making the call right in front of second base, makes the catch, and that's out number one. Checking some pitching matchups for you. Baltimore at Kansas City. That's Scott Kamenicki against Tim Belcher. Kamenicki 8-5. Belcher is 11-11. In game two of that doubleheader, Juan will start for Baltimore and bonus for Kansas City. Minnesota, Detroit. That's LaTroy Hawkins against Willie Blair. Blair 12-5 for the Tigers. Tomas Perez takes upstairs.
Didn't that guy used to be a piccolo player?
Yeah.
Juan?
It's into right field. Dave Martinez. So very quickly, two gone. Milwaukee at Texas. That's Mercedes against Santana. David Wills will lock horns with Jason Dixon as the Yankees are hosted by the Angels out at the Big A. Steve Avery against Andrew Lorraine, Boston at Oakland, and Cleveland. At Seattle, at Smiley against the rookie Ken Cloud, who has been so impressive for the Mariners. That's into left center field. Mike Cameron making the call. Has the ball very quickly. 1-2-3 inning for Fordham, and after an inning and a half, he trails it 2-1.
Today's game is brought to you by Budweiser, Brewery Fresh Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball.
Blowing
interest.
Cash back.
Low lease. You want a new car or minivan, and we want to sell you one. It's that simple. At Chrysler and Plymouth, we want what you want. And now, during the Chrysler and Plymouth model year clearance, get $1,000 cash back on every Plymouth car. Or up to $1,500 cash back on select Chryslers. There are low leases and up to $2,330 in total values on select Plymouth Voyagers. It's the Chrysler and Plymouth model year clearance because we want what you want. It's that simple.
Want to get married?
I'm single. I'm a mother. I'm divorced now.
I love to
dance, garden, exercise, paint. I was 30, 51, 40.
22 years old when I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
I love to help other people
survive this disease.
I am a breast cancer survivor. Survivor helping future survivors. If you've been diagnosed with breast cancer, call 1-800-221-2141 and talk to one of our counselor survivors. I'm here.
News travels fast.
This just into Headline News.
That's why people everywhere turn to Headline News. For continuously updated news, business, sports, and entertainment, staying in touch with the world has never been easier. Because it doesn't matter what hour of the day it is, the time for Headline News is always now. Headline News, a CNN network.
Brought to you locally by your favorite Ford dealer. Quality people, quality products.
George Fabregas gets set to lead off the bottom of the second inning. First pitch from Carpenter, fastball strike. Fab's hitting at 248, 5 homers. He has knocked in 38. Way inside. 2 runs, 3 hits for the Blue Jays. 1 run, 3 hits for the Sox. It's off the end of the bat into right field. Jacob Brumfield is there. And that's out number 1.
Good arm action on that changeup right there by Carpenter. The pitch was up a little bit, but he didn't give it away. And so he gets the ball hit off the end of the bat as he got him out on his front foot. Here's the Joe Grube look-alike. Chris Carpenter sees it. He holds that changeup way in the back of his hand, and he got George just out in front enough where he didn't center the ball.
So here's Ozzie. Ozzie had to go back and get another bat. He found out the one he was going to hit with probably had a little small crack, and he gave it to one of the youngsters sitting by the dugout. Ooh. Ozzie hitting at 258, a couple of homers, and 33 knocked in.
Like a lot of hitters, Ozzie been struggling of late. 184 average in his last 15 games.
That fastball striking very quickly. The count 0-2. Curveball, pretty good hook. It appears he has good rotation on his curveball.
.78 miles an hour.
That's into center field. Shannon Stewart makes the catch. And quickly 2 gone. So 2 out to the leadoff hitter Ray Durham, who singled and scored last inning. Fakes the bunt, takes the ball. Low on the count 2-0. What has been just a big disappointment. The Blue Blue Jays this year. A couple of clubs playing one another right now. There have been big disappointments. Sox and Toronto. Acquisition of Roger Clemens, of course, the Rockets done his thing. 19-4 with a 1.78 ERA. As that pitch outside, and the count 3-1. There's the Rocket. Opponent's hitting just 207 off him this year. He has 226 strikeouts. And that's upstairs, ball 4. So the 2-out walk to Durham. Get a good lead and go, Ray.
And look at Clemens and Henkin. Pat Henkin, of course, last year's Cy Young Award winner in the American League. Combined, they are 32-11 with a 2.60 earned run average. That'll stack up against anybody in the major leagues. The rest of the staff, 27-52 with a 4.62 earned run average. 16 complete games between the two of them.
Well, Juan Guzman, it's 3-6.
Disabled.
Robert Person, 5-8. They knew they were going to have some good pitching, barring injury this year.
Yeah.
They were worried about their offense, and certainly that concern has come true. You saw that graphic earlier, boy, last in the league and everything, offensively.
One good thing about them, they've been throwing some leather. They've been playing good defense, #1 in the league in that category.
A pitch off the plate, so David with a 2-0 count.
You know, another guy, too, that's had so many injury problems over his career that looked so promising was Eric Hansen.
Yeah.
Shoulder surgery again.
The pitch foul out of play. Right now, if you're in the ballpark, you get a chance, good chance to get yourself a souvenir. Oh, David, get yourself another knock. He looped a single in the left field last inning. Ray with those 26 steals. He got a pretty good lead.
He's been sitting.
There he goes. O'Brien with the throw. It's high. Not in time. Watch out, Ray. Uh-oh. Well, I'll tell you what, he is tough. You're talking about a tolerance of pain. He might have the highest tolerance of pain of anybody on this ball club.
Checks to see if the ball is put into play. Sees the high slow. He went hard with that ankle into the bag.
It appeared he hit the foot of Tomas Perez. Let's check it out right here. Yeah. That's what broke the rhythm of the slide right there, is when he caught his foot.
And then the right foot went real hard into that bag.
There's a base hit. Here comes Ray. Brumfield's got a shot. Here's the throw. And they get him, says Joe Brinkman. Wow. Man. That'll retire the side. We'll go to the third inning. 2-1 Toronto.
More low fares, more possibilities. On Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom.
Montgomery Ward presents Talkin' About Baseball. June 1st, 1876, the first foul tip is hit. The following day, the catcher's mask is invented. You can't beat baseball. And today, you can't beat Montgomery Ward. Get an Admiral top mount refrigerator with free ice maker, only $5.49. A Performa by Maytag laundry pair, washer $3.99, dryer just $3.49. And a Simmons Beauty Rest Queen mattress set is only $5.99. What a team, Montgomery Ward.
If you
just bought another car. Go back to the dealership and plead temporary insanity. The new Nissan Altima, starting at $15,000, $17,990 with a lot of stuff. It's hot. You're thirsty. Quench your thirst.
Second man that Jacob Brumfield has thrown out, Martinez at third. And here's a good call by Joe Brinkman. Certainly Ray, his left foot never touched the plate. And O'Brien put it on him before as Duncan fouls that pitch back. Watch his left foot right here. Durham's. It's not going to touch the plate. All of a sudden O'Brien reaches down and puts a tag on him. So a good call. Joe Brinkman standing right on top of it.
Yeah, he tagged him on the right leg.
That curveball up high. Duncan singled and scored in the first. 2-3-0. While the Blue Jays won 4-0 for the Sox. There's a breaking pitch. That's all the pitches that Tom Fordham threw in the second. 6 of them.
That's real good.
Change up out in front. That time he played baseball at Grossmont Junior College in El Cajon, California, where he still resides. Father Al Fordham was offered a contract by the Boston Braves. Nice young man. As the off-speed pitch, and Duncan is gone. That's his second strikeout.
23,
Well, Duncan will swing at a lot of pitches out of the strike zone. You can see he goes after that hook right here. Thou shalt not pass is what he abides by as a hitter. That had some quick breakage to it, though. Good hook.
So here is Jose Cruz Jr. He drew a walk in the first. Takes that pitch down low.
Another thing about the Blue Jays, they're dead last in hitting with that .242 batting average, but they've only walked 363 times as a team, which is 13th in the league in that category. Only Milwaukee has walked fewer times.
Well, I think before the season, if you would have said that Clemens and Hentgen are going to have those combined numbers, that the Blue Jays would be in contention.
Yeah, right there.
You would have thought that they could go out and get the good change on 2-0 right there. You'd have thought they could have gone out and get themselves some offense, only because of the fact it's a heck of a lot easier to pick up offense than it is pitching. So they overloaded themselves with the pitching. We're just not able to pick up any offense.
Yeah. Well, those guys are capable of winning those 2-1, 3-2 ball games. The rest of the guys aren't.
Three-one pitch. Fastball. "17 homers in just 65 major league games." That's his second walk. And right now, let's check out our Southwest Airlines Trivia Trove question. Who was the last pitcher to start both ends of a doubleheader? Overwood?
Right. Oh, that was tough. Way to ruin it for everybody at home.
I would imagine, Wimpy, everybody at home had it as quick as you and I did, you know?
Yeah. Who was that again?
Here's Joe Carter. He had a sacrifice fly to Ray Durrell. Uh-oh. Get foul. It will, thank you very much.
Wow. You know, the fact that it's 347 down the line really probably helped the Sox there. Most fields are 330. That had a little bit extra time to hook around that foul pole and go foul. Wow, I didn't think that had a chance.
Turned out it was way foul. A lot further foul than it appeared to be. Oh, that hit him. So Carter just looks out at Fordham. And with one out, that will put Cruz at second, Carter at first, and bringeth Ed Sprague.
Well, Carter's right on top of the plate. Well, you want to come inside. Occasionally, it's going to get away from you a little bit.
Plesac has his say, and here's Sprague. Struck out on a good curveball, a call third strike in the first inning. There goes Cruz. There's a throw low. Oh, good throw right there, gets him. But Cruz picks up his fourth stolen base and what now? What are they going to do? Now they're going to put it on him. And he's out. Laz Diaz was Laz Diaz. Now he's talking with Nick Leyva. Cruz. And here goes Cito Gaston. Evidently, Cruz thought that Laz Diaz had said something to him that forced him to go on back to second base.
Yeah, I was wondering where the heck he was going. There's the throw by Fabregas. Robin has to come up to meet the throw on that short hop. As Hawk mentioned, he would have been out. Now, Robin certainly didn't say anything like fall ball or timeout. What? I don't understand this.
Oh, Robin's got all the moves down there.
What did he... I don't understand this at all. How could you not stay there?
I have no clue. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen that.
I thought I saw Laz Diaz go the safe sign, and that was it.
That's what he's telling Nick Leyva. He said, I call the safe sign. Meanwhile, a big out for the Sox. Big out.
See, that runner at third with one out is huge. Now just a runner at first base.
Oh, Bob Rosenberg rules at a stolen base, and the runner is out 5-4. That ball into center field. Cameron going back, back, back. He is... Jumps cannot make the play, so Carter will score. Sprague on his way to third base. He'll get there with a triple as the ball gets by Ventura, but Fordham is backing him up. And it's a 3-1 Blue Jay lead.
Well, when Sprague is hitting the ball well, this is what he's doing, going the opposite way. Goes with that pitch nicely. I didn't think Mike Cameron got a real good jump on this ball. Not his usual good one. See, he's tracking it all the way. He didn't run to a spot and then look up, and that slows him up a little bit. So the runner scores from first base, and it's 3-1 Jays.
Here's Juan Samuel. RBI single in the first inning. That ball hit hard into center field. Cameron got a good jump on this one. He is back there and drops it. So Samuel on his way to third. There's the throw, not in time. Boy, we haven't seen that. He got a good jump on that one and just flat blew it.
Yeah, he's there. Just hit off the side of his glove. Yeah, you're right. Mike got a good jump on this ball. Right off the thumb.
So an error on Mike Cameron. And here's Brumfield. He flied to Albert Belle to end the first inning. And normally that's just a piece of cake for Mike. That ball hit deep into right center field. Dave Martinez has got the beat on this one. He reaches up, hauls it down. It'll retire the side. But one unearned run as two cross the plate. We'll go to the bottom of the third. It's Toronto by 3.
To take advantage of the great deals at the Dodge Big Summer Clearance, you're going to have to act fast. Because with low financing and $1,000 cash back, our supply of neons will quickly expire. With the very same deal on Stratus, our inventory will rapidly run out. And with low financing and cash back on Intrepid, time isn't the only thing that's going to fly. I'd suggest you get to the Dodge Big Summer Clearance today. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
What's the first name you think of for shop-at-home carpeting? Well, I know, it's not us.
Well, who are you?
We're Lincoln, the people with quality brand-name carpeting at incredible prices.
Tell me more.
Well, now, during Lincoln's Get to Know Us sales, the finest stain-resistant carpeting starts at only $10.95 a yard. Install. Lincoln will bring large samples to your home, help you select the perfect carpet, and install it the next day with no payments for 6 months.
Can't beat that.
6292700. Save on carpet with Lincoln.
Call now.
And now, another amazing story from the Continental Motors Group. Are there really such things as superheroes? During the Continental Motors Anniversary Super Sale, you'll think our sales representatives are, as they save you big money on Nissan, Toyota, Honda, Jeep Eagle, Chevrolet, Acura. The Continental Motors Anniversary Super Sale through March, where an amazing deal waits for you.
Southwest Airlines. Fares so low, you have the freedom to go places and do things you never thought possible. Fly Southwest Airlines.
Bottom of the third inning, 4-1 Toronto. A couple of weird plays in this inning. Now here is Jose Cruz Jr. stealing third base. He's going to make it on the low throw by Fabregas. All of a sudden, he just gets up. Watch him here and starts trotting back to second. Now Ozzie is yelling for Fordham to give it to Durham, puts a tag, and Darrell Cousins calls him out. Cruz immediately points. One point to Ventura, so it had to be Laz Diaz as Big Frank will lead it off. That ball smoked into left field. Cruz going back. Hits off the bottom of the fence. Where Frank will have to hold. Cruz got that ball in, played to Karam perfectly in a hurry.
Well, Cruz didn't see this ball. You could see right at the last. He made a motion right there where he's almost protecting his head. There's a frozen rope off the bat of Frank Thomas, just a laser. And Frank with that hip flexor problem. See, right there, Jose does not see it as it hits the base of the fence. It's hit so hard that Frank is held to a single, but he had no idea where that ball was.
Here's Albert. Grounded out to second. This should be. Perez. Duncan. Rack him up. So very quickly, 2 gone here in the bottom of the third inning. Here's Robin. Takes fastball strike from Chris Carpenter. That's upstairs. 1-1 to count. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that before. McCruz did.
Well, it happened last week with Manny Ramirez. Mike Mayer pointed that out, as he so astutely does all the time. Get up.
That ball hit in the right field. Brumfield on the warning track in front of the 347 sign hauls it in, and that'll retire the side. So nothing across. It was a hit. No errors, nobody left. And after 3, it's the Blue Jays by 3.
If you've ever dreamed of the trip of a lifetime, get United, call America. Call this number now. You could win and save big time. 1-800-709-LINK. A grand worldwide vacation. United first class all the way. All expenses paid. Ooh, call now, don't wait. Be on your way. Ameritech. Your link to better communication.
You're going to want to take advantage of the great deals at the Dodge Big Summer Clearance before time runs out. You'll need to be quick on your feet to corner a Caravan with up to $1,000 cash back. And since after $750 cash back, Caravan is the lowest priced minivan in the industry, time isn't the only thing that's going to fly. Get to the Dodge Big Summer Clearance soon, because the clock is running. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Welcome back to Comiskey Park. Now, it's been an interesting last 24 hours for Tom Fordham. He had to find his way to Chicago, then he had to find his way to the ballpark, then find his way to the locker. Now he has to try and find a way to get out major league hitters. Now, for that, he's counting on his catcher, George Fabregas.
Well, unfortunately, I didn't get to work with him in big league spring training, and from what I understand, he calls a real good game, and he's been here and he knows the hitter, so I'm just going to go off what he knows. I'm going to tell him my pitches and let him call the game.
Now, Tom knows a thing or two about getting hitters out. In his 5 years in the White Sox chain, he's 20 games over 500. So some impressive numbers in the minor leagues. We'll see how he does throughout the rest of the game. Guys, back up to you in the booth.
All right, thank you. Tom Fordham taking his warm-up tosses here in the top of the 4th inning. 4-4-0 for the Blue Jays, 1-5-1 for the Sox. It'll be O'Brien, Tomas Perez, then back to the top of the order, and Shannon Stewart. And to tell you about it, here's Wimpy.
Thanks, Hawk. Let's hold these guys right now. So Fordham will pitch to Charlie O'Brien, who popped up in the 2nd inning. Outfield pretty much straight away for Charlie, who is known for his receiving ability. Well, he calls a great game. Most pitchers have a lot of confidence in him. Former Milwaukee Brewer, New York Met, Atlanta Brave, now Toronto Blue Jay. First pitch, fastball, just misses away. And activity in the White Sox bullpen is Jeff Darwin, just recently called up from Nashville. There's a changeup strike on the outside corner, 79 miles an hour from Tom Fordham. That pitch is up high. Two and one on O'Brien. Fabregas sets up on the inner part. Fastball. He goes through that one upstairs. Charlie pops this one up right towards Jack Gould. He would have made that play. Issei. Up on the board, it says right now that Charlie O'Brien has caught a Cy Young Award winner 3 consecutive seasons. Of course, he was with the Atlanta Braves, and he had Greg Maddux over there. And last year with Pat Henkin. Breaking ball up high. So the count goes full on O'Brien, number 8 hitter in the batting order for Cito Gaston. And he pops that one foul off to the right. the Blue Jays really struggling on offense, as we mentioned, but they've had a lot of people on the injured list. Talked about the pitching woes. Bill Risley from Chicago on the 60-day disabled list. Same thing for Eric Hansen. Juan Guzman. Well, there's a loss. That pitch, fly ball to right field. Dave Martinez giving chase in foul ground and runs out of room. But also Orlando Merced, their outfielder, who is counted on to supply a lot of offense, is on the disabled list as well with a right shoulder injury. Alex Gonzalez, their young shortstop, a fractured right index finger, and that certainly does not help the offense. A couple of pretty good players right there. That ball hit high and deep to left center field. Albert Belle. Mike Cameron makes the catch right at the gap sign at the 375 mark. I thought that ball was out of here. So Mike saw that one all the way. Good jump. And makes the play for the first out. Looks like everybody just having a bit of trouble picking up the ball this early afternoon or late afternoon.
Haze or glare or something.
Yeah, you saw it with Jose Cruz Jr. Mike Cameron's had difficulty with 2 balls already.
I thought that ball was gone.
Yeah, sounded like it was. A lot of ballparks it is gone. Comiskey Park, the toughest place in the major leagues last year to hit homers. Tomas Perez flied to right his first time up. 2-0. Good fastball right on the outside corner. Outfield swung around to right field for Perez, a switch hitter, batting .250 right-handed. Fouls that one over the Blue Jay dugout, so the count even at 2. Perez, as we mentioned, getting a chance to play because of the injury to Alex Gonzalez, their regular shortstop. Gonzalez does have 12 homers. Oh, Nere went for a hook in the dirt. And that's the 3rd strikeout.
A change curve.
Yeah. I'd say he was out in front of that, wouldn't you?
A little bit. Not much.
I remember missing pitches like that. There's Shannon Stewart, single and scored in the first inning, and he flied to center in the second. Batting at 154, just called up from Syracuse, where he was hitting .346. Fastball misses away. Good hat. I love those hats. Pitch misses away, so the count goes 3-0 on the rookie. Pours that one right down the heart of the plate. 3-1 on Shannon Stewart. Lines that one right at Ozzie. So now Fordham has a 1-2-3 inning, and after 3.5, the Blue Jays lead it by 3.
In this great world, I go just where I please.
Sears pre-Labor Day tire sale featuring select Michelin, B.F. Goodrich, and Dunlop tires.
And I say, roll like a wheel, it's time to roll.
Sears Auto Center. Sale ends soon.
Dodge Avenger has pretty much turned the notion that sport coupes are expensive and cramped upside down. So much so that when the numbers were tabulated for Strategic Vision's Total Quality Award for Best Ownership Experience, Avenger came up co-winner in its class. Avenger, further evidence that the new Dodge is on a roll.
Now get $1,000 cash back during the Dodge Big Summer Clearance.
Oh, what a thrill. Express yourself and discover peace of mind. Oh, what a thrill.
Visit your Chicagoland Volvo dealer today. Volvo, drive safely.
Ready?
Sure am.
Around this time of year, the guys at Midas get ready for their brake sale. You'll get $40 off any four-wheel brake service and $20 off any two-wheel brake service. So, for big savings, stop by Midas today. That is, if you can. The brake sale at Midas.
Mike Cameron to lead things off for the White Sox takes a curveball outside from Chris Carpenter. Mike walked in the first inning. And he hits this one in the air left field. Cruz going back to the warning track. He saw this one. Like Mike caught this one a little bit on the end. So he's retired, one up, one down.
Just a hair too quick. Boy, he's got some good hands. Mike Cameron has some outstanding hands on that bat.
Nice job by Jose Cruz as he ran to a spot, looked up, found it, and made the catch. So here's Valdez. Mario pops this one foul over the Sox dugout. Grounded into a force play in the first inning. Well, the Sox stranded 3 in the first. They had Carpenter on the ropes. Got 1 run on the RBI single by Frank Thomas, and that's been it so far. Fastball up high. Jacob Brumfield has been a big man for Toronto so far in this ball game. He's thrown out a runner at third base for the first out of an inning, and he stopped a run from scoring as he nailed Ray Durham. There's Brumfield and right. 2 tremendous throws already, a big part of this ball game. There's a strike on the outside corner, 2-2. Think about Carpenter, he works quickly. There's a fastball, tails away. So the count goes full with George Fabregas on deck. Boy, that isn't Joe Groove. A young Joe Groove, large. Look at him. Pitch fouled back. I know a lot of people are out there are saying, who's Joe Groove? Well, we know him.
That's exactly what they're saying.
They only wish they knew him.
No, I don't know.
You don't think? 2-2, sinking fastball fouled off to the left again. Hey, Joe Groove is now the captain of my team. He picks my pick every night. I've elevated him in stature. That pitch is fouled off to the left. Let's see which lucky fan gets it. Boink. Doink. Doink. 4 doinks. Fans like, I played the outfield. Wait till it stops and pick it up. 3-2 once again. Oh, he just missed the outside corner. Took something off of that pitch, 84 miles an hour, and just missed. Ah, look. You take those glasses off. He's a handsome man. Chris Carpenter. One out for Fabregas. George hit one off the end. There's a liner to left. Base hit. So Fabregas, who drove in 3 runs yesterday, gets himself a knock. So runners at first and second for Ozzie Guillen. Ozzie had a big hit last night. Ozzie flied the center his first time up. Top of the order coming up next in Ray Durham. 4-1 Toronto lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Game 1 of a doubleheader. Grounded base hit to right. Uh-oh, here's Brumfield. They're going to hold him up this time. I'll tell you, he gets to the ball as quickly as anyone. Of course, he's playing a little bit shallower for Ozzie, but Valdez has no chance of scoring here.
Well, very seldom do you see a guy throw out 2 guys in one game, and the Brewster Doug Rader was not going to let him have 3 here. Valdez with not a whole bunch of speed. But the key to Brumfield, indeed, is getting to the ball in a hurry. When he threw out Martinez at third base in the first inning, he didn't have very far to throw it. He just got there so quick that it cut down the distance.
And he takes a couple of extra crow hops, but it doesn't hurt him. I mean, he's just flying in for that. So here's a big chance for Ray Durham to pick up some runs here. Bases loaded. Takes a strike on the outside corner, says Joe Brinkman, and it was. Ray a single, a run scored, a walk, a stolen base. Uh-oh, back up the middle, the throw to home, and O'Brien, they get him. 1, 2, 3 double play, and the Sox are retired here in the 4th inning. So they come up empty, and after 4, it's 4-1 Toronto.
As you well know, I love beer. Let's go back and talk about the brewing process. Let's talk about what are the key ingredients in beer. The yeast is an integral part of the taste profile of the beer. Change the yeast, you change the beer. It was one of the things that Adolphus Busch brought when he brought his ingredients and formula for Budweiser to the United States. Then we have the barley malt. The barley malt is the soul of the beer. From there, let's talk about hops. We are selecting the hops today as he did years ago. We have a hop farm in Germany. We have a hop farm in the northwestern part of the United States. Blend those things and you have what Anheuser-Busch is all about.
Montgomery Ward presents Talkin' About Baseball. The lowest paid attendance to a Major League Baseball game is 12. Not a good day for baseball. Even worse for the Wave. You can't beat baseball. And today, you can't beat Montgomery Ward. Take home an Admiral Top Mount refrigerator with free ice maker, only $5.49. An RCA 27-inch stereo color TV with picture-in-picture, just $3.99. A JVC Hi-Fi VCR is only $1.99. What a team, Montgomery Ward.
Bob James slams the door on the Jays back in '85.
And that's exactly what he's going to do. He's not going to take any chances at all. Tying run at the plate, and George Belle 2-2 the count. Got him! A power to power, and this time Bob James comes out on top.
Bullet Bob James, and that was George Belle. I believe George was the MVP, wasn't he, in 1985? Jeff Darwin, just recently recalled from Nashville, comes on. 1 hit allowed. He pitched to 1 batter. So right now he's going to try and hold him right there as Tom Fordham works 4 innings, gives up 4 runs on 4 hits, 3 of which were earned. And then Jeff Darwin's got to hold him right there. Sox threatened last inning, but a 1-2-3 double play got Chris Carpenter off the hook temporarily. And Jeff's numbers at Nashville: 47 games, 4-3, 22 saves, 4.53 earned run average. Fastball misses away. 2-0 to Mariano Duncan.
And a reminder, LaSalle National Bank proudly presents a sensational fireworks display immediately following the Saturday, August 30th Sox game against the Houston Astros. So game time is 6:05. For tickets, just dial 312-831-1-SOX.
Okay. Fouls that one back just off to our right. A fastball. That's what Duncan likes to hit. He had a solid single to left field his first time up. And he singled again in the second. Mariano from San Pedro de Macorís. Dominican Republic, of course. Former Dodger. Billy. Ooh, fastball just misses. 3-1. Duncan last year at .340 for the Yankees and 400 at-bats. Fouls off to the right, but he was disgruntled this year, not getting much playing time. And here's our Southwest Airlines Trivia Trove question and answer. Who's the last pitcher to start both ends of a doubleheader? We all know, Wilbur Wood. July 20th, 1973, he lost both games to the Yankees.
That's a bad day.
Oh, that's a tough luck day. Ooh, fastball, he got it by him. Yeah, Duncan coming in, a career .269 hitter. Played with Cincinnati in '95, along with Philadelphia. Phillies, Cincinnati before that, and before that, the Dodgers.
I believe Wilbur right now is in the fish business up in Belmont, Massachusetts.
I'll bet he's in Massachusetts. Skies this one to right field. Should be easy for Dave Martinez. One up, one down.
Boy, that was a nice guy, Wilbur Wood.
Oh, yeah. Was he always a knuckleball pitcher?
No. Fastball, curveball, slider, change.
Did he throw hard?
No.
I didn't think so.
He was like Phil Niekro.
Yeah. Charlie Huff. Jose Cruz Jr. takes a fastball away. Jose batting left-handed this year. Pitch down low. Cruz left-handed, .229 batter. He has walked twice right-handed. Oh, he sets up strong at the plate. Takes it up high, so the count goes 2-1.
Well, it's amazing. He gets to the big leagues, and if he had played 162 games, his homer pace would have been about 40.
That's good. Looks like he's got a pretty good eye at the plate, too.
In '95, he hit 7 home runs. In '96, he hit 15. Gets to the big leagues and just tears it up.
That's his third consecutive walk. Just looking at his numbers on the season, it's only the 22nd time he's walked. Counting these 3, struck out 64 times. Learning the strike zone tonight. Well, he's got 4 stolen bases now. Got to remember that once he steals it, he's got to stay there.
That comes with experience.
You think?
You're going to play in the big leagues a few years, so pick up all the little nuances, you know.
That is a nuance. There's a liner. Well, it was off the end of the bat into right field by Joe Carter. Cruz on his way to third. Martinez's throw is cut off by Guillen. It's a little nudge in the right field there by Joe Carter. And the Blue Jays threatening once again. Runners at the corners, 1 out. little cut fastball from Darwin that Joe pulled off of. Still able to muscle it into right field for a single. Here's Ed Sprague, who's 1 for 2, a triple, run scored, and an RBI. Sox looking for 2. Breaking ball strike right there. Sprague now with 42 runs batted in on the season. Far off the pace he had last year when he had over 100. 36 homers also for Ed as he pulls off that one and fouls it off to the left. Outfield is deep and straight away. Change misses down and away, so the count goes 1-2. Ed was on the 1988 gold medal winning U.S. Olympic baseball team, hit .290 for that club, and he went to Stanford. Oh, he got a high hanger right there and can't make contact.
It was.
Oh, Nelly.
He got away with a big mistake.
That was a splitter right there, wasn't it?
Hanging splitter.
Yeah. They can go a long way, too.
Carlos Delgado has come out to hit for Juan Samuel, who was 1 for 2 with an RBI. He's had a pretty good productive year.
Yeah, when you consider the lack of base runners, he's got 71 RBIs, 25 long ones.
And he has hit some long ones.
Ooh.
He has launched a few this year.
I'll tell you one thing, you got to keep this guy, you got to keep the, well, from what we've seen, you got to keep the fastball up on this guy and in on his hands. You leave it out over the plate and down, he's liable to hit it 9 miles. Now Jeff Darwin, courtesy toss over for Joe Carter. Joe does have 7 stolen bases, caught twice. Delgado with a slightly open stance at the plate. Takes the fastball away. And as a pinch hitter, he's 4 for 14. No runs batted in. The outfield swung around to right. There you see the base runners, Jose Cruz Jr. and Joe Carter. Fabregas sets up outside. There's a fastball right there. Ooh, that was center cut. Well, you throw it around the knees or the thigh to this guy, and that is his joy spot. And that ball was right down the middle. Oh, good splitter right there. Much better than the one that struck out Ed Sprague. Finished that one off. Nice follow through. He pops that one foul. Now, Carlos had 25 homers last year. 3rd on the ball club. Big reasons why they let John Olerud go was to give Delgado playing time. That pitch misses up high.
Well, the Mets are certainly happy that they made that decision.
That was not a real good decision. Giving him to the Mets and paying most of his salary That made Bob Valentine real happy. And the Mets are really ecstatic with what they've gotten from John Olerud this year. That pitch fouled back. Been a very consistent performer. Delgado last year batted .270, so he is behind that pace. 92 runs batted in to go with those 25 homers.
Hey, you're talking about Cruz earlier, but this guy really sets up strong at the plate.
Oh, yeah.
He puts himself in launch position most of the time, and he's just a strong individual.
He threw it by him downstairs. And that'll do it. So, nice job by Jeff Darwin. He pitches out of a jam. We are halfway home with the good guys trailing by 3.
A few years ago, Dodge took a gamble on a new pickup that changed all the rules. It paid off, because Dodge Ram just won Strategic Vision's Total Quality Award for the 3rd straight year. And in its very first year, our redesigned Dodge Dakota won the Total Quality Award in its segment too. If you'd like to see why, see your Dodge dealer and take us.
Hi, I'm Al Meyer, president of Willowbrook Ford.
Home of the hot stuff.
Welcome to the super hot used car lot at Willowbrook Ford. Listen to these babies purr. And you're gonna purr when you hear how hot the deals are right now on all the cars for summer. Now at Willowbrook Ford, located a half mile north of I-55 on Route 83.
Nickelodeon Live is coming to your town, and you'll have the chance to get on stage and experience stunts from your favorite game shows live. So get ready for the games, the action, the slide. Get ready for Nickelodeon Live. We're coming to your town. Nickelodeon Live, sponsored by Kellogg's Pop-Tarts.
This copyrighted telecast of Major League Baseball may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the expressed written consent of the Chicago White Sox and Sports Channel Chicago.
Time now for our Dodge game summary. Carter with 1,363 career RBIs. Tom Fordham went 4 innings, gave up 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Frank Thomas drove in the only Sox run with an RBI single in the first. And the new first baseman is not Brian Little, it's Carlos Delgado. Fastball strike at the knees. I think Chris Carpenter is getting some confidence now. Popped that one at 92 miles an hour right on the outside corner. There's a grounder to second. Sounded like a cracked bat. Duncan to first, and Martinez retired. So with 1 out, the big hurt, Frank Thomas will hit. Frank 2 for 2 with an RBI, hitting at 343 now. And he has driven in 99. Fastball misses down low. Strike at the knees, 1-1 the big hurt. He lines this one. Oh, there's a rocket. He's 3 for 3. Oh, he hurt that one. Frank came in hitting at 340, leading the league by 6 points, so he's added on to that. A nice performance so far. Oh, he's posted up nicely. Those hands stay back. Got a fastball. Thank goodness nobody got in the way of that bad boy. 345, Doug Stanton tells us he's hitting. Doug Stanton's amazing with those graphics. He can add, too. So here's Albert. Belle 0 for 2. Ground out and a double play. Hits this one high and deep to center field. They've got a man there, Shannon Stewart. makes the catch, and there's 2 gone. And Ticketmaster and MasterCard would like to send you and a friend to White Sox Spring Training 1998 in sunny Tucson, Arizona. Use your MasterCard to purchase Sox tickets by calling 312-831-SOX, and you'll be automatically entered to win a trip to spring training or other great prizes courtesy of MasterCard. No purchase is necessary. For details and tickets, call 312-831-1SOX. Here's Robin. Walking a flyout, takes the fastball away. Hits that one foul. A little shankage there.
He's certainly throwing a little better than he did in the first couple of innings. As you said, he might be. You let anybody off the hook a couple of times, and they're liable to just jerk up a good one against you.
Yeah. Off-speed pitch misses down low. 2-1 to Ventura. Well, his fastball a little quicker than 87-89. Changeup and curve. There's a good hook. Backdoored him on the outside corner. Nice pitch.
Take the donut off. Come on, Robin.
Exactly what I was thinking. Man. Dial it up a little bit. As he hit this one left field down the line, there goes Cruz. He drops it. Frank Thomas is being waved home. Cruz gets the ball in, and the Big Hurt will score. It wasn't easy for him to run with that hip flexor strain, so the error allows the Sox to get another run. It's 4-2.
Yeah, this is just an easy play for Cruz, and he just flat boots it. Caught it off the thumb of the glove, then he slipped down. And Frank really was giving it everything he had coming around third. He was really gliding, trying to protect that hip flexor.
Well, you know, that's one of the few times it was good there was 2 outs, because he probably wouldn't have scored with 1 or none.
No chance.
No. Especially with that problem he has with his leg running. So here's Mike Cameron. 0 for 1 with a walk. What this will do is, of course, make Chris Carpenter throw a few extra pitches in this inning that wouldn't have to normally. 2 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error for the Sox. 4-5 and 1 for Toronto. There's a ground ball to shortstop. Perez throws out Cameron, but the Sox get on the board, an unearned run, and after 5, it's 4-2 Jays.
With a Magnum engine here and spacious interior there, Dodge Ram van is all work. Add a seat here, a TV VCR there, wood trim, custom audio, and what was once all work becomes all play. The Dodge Ram conversion van. Add cash back here, plus packet values there, and you can get up to $3,200 off, making the Dodge Ram conversion van a superior choice, here and there. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Hello?
What happened?
We sealed the deal!
Yes! Where are you?
That's the steakhouse!
Porterhouse, filet, rump.
Now there's a new cellular service that's so clear, it's like you're there. Virtually no static or interference. ClearPath, so clear, it's like you're there.
Plans from $25 a month with 50 minutes free. Act now and get unlimited local calls for 2 months. From Ameritech, your link to better communication.
Welcome back to inning number 6 here at Comiskey Park. Now, the Toronto catcher, Charlie O'Brien, he spent 11 years in the big leagues. His lifetime batting average is .222, but that really doesn't make any bit of difference. He's in the league because of his glove and his head. Did you know that he's caught 11 Cy Young Award winners?
I just think it's just a basic desire of mine to go out and know what makes each pitcher comfortable. I mean, I'll call a game to their strength instead of my strength, where a lot of catchers will call the same game for every guy, and I've got to go out there and learn what makes each guy tick and what makes them better and where they struggle at, and try to keep them out of situations I feel that it's not their strong point.
Now, folks, just a reminder, stay tuned to Sports Channel in between games of the doubleheader. Of course, Amy Stone and Dave Otto will have all the information regarding baseball in between games of the doubleheader here on Sports Channel. Guys, back up to you in the booth.
Thanks, Scoop. And it is the top of the 6th inning for the Blue Jays, who lead it 4-2. Jeff Darwin will face Jacob Brumfield, Charlie O'Brien, and Tomas Perez. There's a high drive to left field. It's deep. Albert Belle back to the warning track and makes the catch. He just missed that one. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Darwin here in the 6th inning.
22, Charlie O'Brien.
So Charlie O'Brien, whom we just heard from. Oh, Charlie's got that reputation of being just a great signal caller. Calls a real good game, and that, geez, there's a guy that's worth his weight in gold nowadays, isn't it, Hawk?
There's no doubt about it. You know, we were talking about that several times last week. Calling a ball game today is becoming a premium factor in winning. You get a guy like Charlie O'Brien, and even though as that pitch popped up left side, Robin is there, and that's out number 2. But you get a guy today who can call a good ball game, and regardless of what he hits, it's almost like the shortstop of old that couldn't swing the bat too well, but they caught everything in sight, so you could carry him.
Yep.
Now, there's certain ball clubs, and I guess one of the biggest examples of that was Baltimore, and they had Mark Belanger at shortstop, couldn't hit a lick, but he caught everything out there at that position.
Right.
But they had that kind of a ball club. But today, I don't care if you have a bad offensive team, you can still carry a catcher who can call a good ball game.
Well, they are worth their weight in gold. How many times have we seen just as Tomas Perez swings and foul tips that one, you see a pitcher throw to a hitter's strength in a situation where he can hurt you most. I mean, you see it day in and day out. You wonder, what can they possibly be thinking up there?
Well, what's happened in the deterioration in the game calling has been mainly from amateur baseball on. Even in Little Leagues today, the managers are calling the pitches.
True. That's
in
true.
Pony League, the managers are calling the pitches. In high school, they're certainly calling them. In college, they certainly are calling them. Yeah. Because the premium has been put so much on winning at even the amateur level, rather than the development of players, so to speak, that it's almost a lost art that the catcher will go back there and call the ball game. So if you don't call it as you're coming up and you're a youngster and you all of a sudden get into high school, college, and minor leagues and professional baseball, how you expect a guy to call him in the big leagues? Can't do it. They don't know how. They don't know how to set up hitters.
Yeah, and at the same time, don't have a familiarity of what they can and cannot hit.
I'll tell you, one of the best signal callers that the Sox had for a long time there, well, not for a real long time, was Mark Hill as there as a little.
Oh, yeah.
Blooper right inside the line. Tomas Perez on his way to second. He will get there with his second double.
Yeah, Buter was excellent, and he had it predetermined. I mean, he had 2-3 pitches in advance what he was going to do, because he put down the signs probably quicker than any catcher I've ever seen.
Well, Buter Boy and I used to ride into the ballpark a lot together when he was with the Sox, and we'd be, of course, he didn't play that often. You know, you're not going to play often when you get Carlton Fisk in front of you. But he would say on certain times when he knew he was going to be playing, he'd say, well, this is what we're going to do. If he gets this pitch over, then we're going to go to this. And what you do, first of all, is you find out, from a catching stand, you find out how your pitcher is working that day. First thing you want to do is get him in his rhythm and his tempo and keep him there, because it's a lot easier for a guy to throw strikes in a good rhythm and a good tempo. The next thing is his curveball might not be working, slider might be working, so you got to find out what he feels comfortable with. And then all of a sudden you have to work around that. You go from there, step one, and then according to who's hitting, now instead of pitching a guy outside, you might want to pitch him inside, because maybe his slider's not working, his curveball, so you might want to just bust him in with a fastball.
Yeah.
There's no one set way to do it. There's just, you have to adjust.
Yeah, Buter was definitely a thinking man's catcher. That pitch grounded foul. You know, whatever
the way he swung the bat, he had to be.
Well, and you know, but Buter instead of working on his, body and developing it that way, lifting weights and running and stuff, he worked on the mental aspect of the game.
Right. He didn't work on the physical aspect.
Right. He was cerebral behind the plate. What a great guy. Jeez.
Yes.
I don't know how many times he got me with that shaving cream and the phone trick in 3.5 years. Hey, 50, 60.
He got me a few times.
He's something. The 0-1 pitch. Ooh, pretty good slider just off the corner. Jeff Darwin in relief of Tom Fordham. Oh, he hung that splitter, but it's out of the strike zone.
Well, Buddha had made that an art. Buddha boy, it was a situation. It was always somebody calling you. Your wife needed to speak to you in a hurry, which all of a sudden now you grab the phone, you think there's an emergency, and boom, there you get the earful of shaving cream. Or it was a GM thinking you might be. He was find some way to get you to that phone where you just pick it up and stick it in your ear.
I think you might have gotten Jack Gould a couple of times. He didn't care who the guy was that he got either.
No. Nobody was exempt.
President of the United States could walk in.
Exactly.
Exploding cigarettes. He was the old dollar trick where you throw it out there in the airport with a string on it. Oh, good pitch, fastball.
And Jim Mangio just brought up one too. He had those whoopee cushions in the elevators.
Yeah. Oh, that's embarrassing when you reach down, pick up $1 in the airport. You look around to see if anybody's looking, and all of a sudden you reach down, and somebody pulls it away, and 30 guys are laughing at you. Good, clean fun. There's a good pitch, ground to the third. Robin throws him out, and so Jeff Darwin works out of a mini jam. We have played 5.5 innings at Comiskey Park. It's 4-2 Toronto.
Dodge Ram is #1 in horsepower, #1 in torque, #1 in payload. Dodge Ram is even #1 in ownership experience. In fact, Dodge Ram is #1 in more categories than any full-size pickup. So by changing all the rules about what a truck should be, Dodge pickups are now #1 in sales growth all across America. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Hi, I'm Al Meyer, president of Willowbrook Ford.
Home of the hot stuff.
We're very pleased to announce a sale on 1997 Ford Explorers. We've made a special purchase of over 50 Ford Explorers from the Ford Motor Company. And this month, we're in a position to pass along those savings as well as factory-sponsored 4.8% financing only this month at Willowbrook Ford.
Home of the hot stuff.
Located a half mile north of I-55 on Route 83.
Yes. Okay.
What's the first name you think of for shop-at-home carpeting? Well, I know, it's not us.
Well, who are you?
We're Lincoln, the people with quality brand-name carpeting at incredible prices.
Tell me more.
Well, now, during Lincoln's Get to Know Us sale, the finest stain-resistant carpeting starts at only $10.95 a yard. Install. Lincoln will bring large samples to your home, help you select the perfect carpet, and install it the next day with no payments for 6 months.
Can't beat that.
6292700. Save on carpet with Lincoln.
Call now.
Oh, the Wildcats are back, aiming for a record third straight Big Ten title in what has been an amazing run. Sports Channel prepares you for the season with the premiere of the Gary Barnett Show. 1997 Pigskin Classic preview will break down Northwestern's opening game with Oklahoma. Plus, we'll get you informed on who's back. There's a drive to left center field. Get down. It's there. Valdez is going to get extra bases as Mario will pull up at second with a double. All right, good start.
His 4-2 bagger of the year.
12, George Fabregas.
Well, you throw anything down and away, and Mario's going to hit it hard. He shows you right there, the sinker. getting back, the Gary Barnett Show will be on Friday night at 7 on Sports Channel.
Here's George Fabregas. Fabs 1 for 2. Fly to right field and a single to left. That was in the 4th inning. Get him over or get him in. Takes the bunt to curveball and the count 1-0. Winner of the game around the major leagues in action. First of a doubleheader. Baltimore at Kansas City. Orioles leading 3-2, hitting in the top of the 3rd inning. Fouls that pitch back, so the count evens at 1. 4 runs on 6 hits, 1 error for the Blue Jays. 2 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Sox. First of a doubleheader, we will have game 2 for you right here as well on Sports Channel. It'll be Jason Beret making a start against former Sox right-hander Luis Andujar. That ball hit hard in right field. Brumfield cannot make the play. He did not get a good jump on it, so here comes Mario. He's going to score on the double by Fabregas, and this is a 4-3 ball game. Attaboy, Georgie.
George was in that pull mode at the plate, and he rockets this one. Brumfield did get a bad jump on this one. I don't know if he saw it or not. Good. Saw it well off the bat. Boy, he just drops a hit on that fastball down and in and rips it. You see the location, 93 down and in, but that's a good pitch for a left-hander to drive the ball. And Brumfield, the ball hit directly over his head, did not take that drop step.
Now he started to the right, circle of wagons, and then by that time it was just too late. All that encompassed just a couple of steps. So a big meeting at the mound with a meeting of the minds. Duncan, Tomas Perez, Ed Sprague, Carlos Delgado, Charlie O'Brien, and Chris Carpenter trying to listen to what all of them are going to say.
I love that mask.
I do too. Clean. It's clean looking.
Yeah. You could play for the Leaf or the Jay.
Here's Ozzie. Ozzie 1 for 2. Machado. Ozzie tried to bunt that curveball, couldn't get it. 0-1. You can now make that Baltimore 4-2, still hitting in the top of the 3rd inning. Tries to bunt another curveball, fouls it off.
Surprising that they would call curveballs in this situation where they think the guy might be bunting. That's the easiest one to get down, but it worked out for Toronto right there. Of course, on a bunt with Fabregas, it's going to have to be pretty darn good to get George to 3rd.
Well, that's why that bunt also situation right there is really risky with George. He knows he has to get a good lead and a good jump down there. And he really is susceptible to what they tried to do in the first pitch, and that's pick him off. There's a 2-hopper. He's going to get the job done. So Fabregas into 3rd.
Good job by Ozzie right there. Well, they stayed with the curveball, too. Man. That's the one pitch Ozzie's going to be able to pull off this guy. So I think that's just real bad pitch selection right there for the situation.
Well, they gave him every opportunity to get him over.
Yeah.
So now the Blue Jays bring the infield in, and here's Ray. Ray 1 for 2, a single, a run scored, a walk, and he hit into a 1-2-3 double play in the 4th. Looks at that pitch down low. You now make it 5-2 Baltimore. They're still hitting. As you see, Nelson Cruz, 24-year-old right-hander. He has the good changeup cruises. That ball in the left left field. That's going to get the job done as Cruz is back there, reaches up, hauls it down. So Fabregas will score to tie this game at 4.
I thought that ball was going to get over Cruz's head, but he's got good speed out there. He wasn't playing real deep. All right.
Nice job by Ray, picking up his 42nd RBI. And here's Dave Martinez. Good curveball strike from Chris Carpenter, 22-year-old right-hander, if you're just tuning in, out of Newmarket, New Hampshire. Big youngster at 6'6", 215 pounds. There's a good fastball in the inside corner. And very quickly, the count 0-2. You can now make that Baltimore 8, Kansas City 2, still hitting in the top of the 3rd. That's off the outside. Corner 1-2. They'll be very anxious to see how Jason Bray throws the ball in game 2 of this doubleheader.
Well, I'm sure if the Sox didn't feel like he was ready to pitch in a major league game, they wouldn't get this start. But it is a big game for Jason, certainly.
Curveball chops it foul over by the photographer's well.
I'm anxious to see what kind of velocity he's going to feature, Hawk.
That's what I'm looking for. When he first came up to the Sox, he had some of the best right-handed stuff in the American League. In fact, in all of baseball. That's hit hard into center field. Shannon Stewart now breaks back. He's there. Hauls it in. It'll retire the side, but a couple of doubles and a sacrifice fly. We have tied this ball game up, going to the 7th.
Because of our low fares to the places you want to go, you can spread your wings whenever you want.
You are now free to move about the country.
We schedule frequent flights. We go places you want to go. We fly so you can too.
You are now free to move about the country.
So, you want to see my Discover Card statement? I am very, very prissy.
Put up or shut up!
I love to be pampered. I go have my hair done. I love to go have my nails done, have pedicures, manicures. My biggest weakness would have to be shoes. Cashback bonus award really floats my boat.
How many credit cards make a statement like that?
I am definitely a shopaholic.
It pays to Discover. Use it where you see the Novus sign.
In business, whether you're big or small, it all comes down to connecting with people. Ameritech can help with services like a private voice and data network, giving you fast and reliable connections to suppliers and customers. Or a high-speed data line, allowing you to video conference from your desktop. Ameritech understands business and has the technological expertise to make the connections that make your business work. Stick with what works. Ameritech, your link to better communication.
Chicago White Sox baseball is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to go places. And by Dodge, who welcomes you to visit the friendly Dodge dealer near you to see their new lineup of 97 Dodge cars and trucks.
Welcome back to Comiskey Park. It is the top of the 7th inning. As Nelson Cruz comes on to work, he's been real good for the Sox in 5 games, 2.16 earned run average. Nelson, with a great changeup, has struck out 8 in 8 1/3, giving up just 6 hits and 1 walk, so he's had good command. He's got a better fastball than I thought he would have also, and a quick breaking slider. Slurvish, if you will.
Well, so if you watch his motion there, Wempe, you can see why he's got such a good change. He's got that little flip at the back where the hitter can see the big motion, and all of a sudden, Boy, he's got an outstanding change.
Yeah, he can throw that at any time in the count. So hopefully he'll be able to hold him right there. Nice job by Jeff Darwin working 2 scoreless innings. And while we have a moment before the first batter, Thursdays are ladies' night out at Comiskey Park, brought to you by Mrs. T's Pierogies. I pity the fool that doesn't eat them. Tickets are just $1 for all ladies when bought at the day of the game at the Comiskey Park box office. Take advantage of the next ladies' night at the ladies' day out on Thursday as the Sox take on the Blue Jays at 1:05.
4 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Sox. 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Blue Jays. It'll be Duncan, Jose Cruz Jr., and Joe Carter. Duncan 1 for 3, a single, and a run scored in the very first inning. There's the breaking pitch. Took a little something off. When you get a right-hander out there pitching to right-handed hitters and he can still throw that changeup and be very effective with it, you know it's a good one. Change popped up. Fabregas over, and he makes the catch. Nice play, George.
Georgie, he's no run too fast, but he got there. That ball did not have a lot of hang time. He jammed himself on this change. Boy, he recognized that immediately, ran to that spot while checking out the fans. Good play.
So here's Cruz Jr. Been to the plate 3 times. He has walked 3 times. Sinks that one low and away. Change up down low. 2-0 the count to the 23-year-old youngster. Wants to throw him the change. He does. And way out in front.
Yes, he was. He has a tendency to strike out. He's gone down over 60 times.
His velocity on that changeup is really almost unbelievably consistent. 3-1 to count. Almost every one of them is 77 miles an hour. Occasionally you go to 78, but it's either 77 or 78.
I'll do it no.
Greatest thing I've ever seen. I'll do it no.
Yes.
On the inside corner, and the count goes full.
You know, it's interesting. Jose Cruz Jr. is a switch hitter. His dad was left-handed all the way. Jr. throws right-handed. And Cheo had his hands high, real high, probably higher than any hitter that you would see. He really could hit the ball to all fields.
Uh-oh. Ball scalded into right field. Dave Martinez can't get there. Short hops the fence. So the 3-2 fastball, and Cruz picks up his 14th two-bagger. Talking to Lou Piniella, when the Mariners were in town, he said that the ball absolutely just jumps off his bat. Said he's got one of the livest bats he has ever seen.
Wow. That's quite a statement right there. Got good speed, as you can see. Well, he got from home to second in a hurry. He's 6 feet tall now, 190 pounds.
Yeah, you don't think it when you see him. He looks like this first time we've seen him.
Yeah.
When you've seen him in the highlight films, you think he's very little, very slight.
Yeah.
And somebody better hang out around second base or he'll take third. If he's going to do the same thing, let him go. Here's Joe Carter. Change up strike.
77.
It's amazing.
It really is.
He's about 12 miles an hour. He goes to 78. 11 to 12 miles an hour off his fastball.
Yep.
Carter has a sacrifice fly to second base. He was hit by a pitch, and he also has singled. Ray.
Joe with 375 career homers, number 1 on the active list. Mark McGuire, Cal Ripken, and Barry Bonds. That's a good group.
Here's a breaking pitch and the count 0-2. Mentioned earlier, Carter has certainly been one of the finest representatives of his profession in his career. He does great interviews. He always says the right things. Very active in the community wherever he is playing. There's another breaking pitch, and he's gone for out number 2.
Good slider right here by Nelson Cruz. And our supervision will show you it's 82 miles an hour, breaking down and away. Certainly out of the strike zone, but Joe Carter went fishing. See, that ball started over the plate. That's why Joe went after it.
And also the speed of the pitch. Took a lot off of it. So here's Sprague. He is 1 for 3, a triple, an RBI, and a run scored. Fastball off the corner. Inside, and the count 2-0. It had a bit of a down year in '94. Outside of that, Blue Jays had every right to expect him to be a potent offensive force in '97. It just hadn't worked out. There's a breaking ball way outside.
Yeah, remember when he came up, he was doing such a good job as a pinch hitter and backup catcher.
Yeah.
That they decided, well, heck, we'll move him to third base and let him play a lot. And last year, 36 homers, 101 RBIs.
Boy, he really did a good job as a pinch hitter. He'd come off against tough pitchers, get a job done. And that's outside, ball 4. So that will put Sprague at first. Jose Cruz Jr. is at second, and here comes Carlos Delgado. He's been to the plate one time and struck out.
Well, you certainly didn't want to walk Sprague in this situation to get to Delgado with those 25 homers.
Out in front of the changeup. First of a doubleheader if you're just getting home. And we will also have game 2 for you right here on Sports Channel. Good change. And the count. 0-2.
Guess what speed that was?
Oh, I'd say around 77.
You got it.
Pitch up, it's got to be the fastball. Hit it up there. He did.
Yep.
Ball 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on in a 4-4 tie, top of the 7th inning.
Talk about the power of Delgado. He's been over the roof at Tiger Stadium. Did it last July. Does not
when he
surprise.
hit off the Hard Rock side.
Oh my goodness.
Off of Alex.
I believe it was, yeah. That was unbelievable.
Amazing how fast it got. Amazing how fast he went off that plexiglass. Whew. Well, we got some email about Fabregas. Indeed, he does speak Spanish. So when he goes out there with Cruz or some of the other guys and they want to talk in Spanish, no problem.
That's good. Of course, Nelson speaks very good English, too.
Oh, yeah. Breaking ball. Low and inside. Count evens at 2. Throw him another slow breaking ball down and in and throw him a change up 3-2 if the breaking ball didn't get it done. There's the changeup hit hard, base hit. So here comes Cruz. He's going to score. Sprague into third, and as Whoopi said, you didn't want to walk Sprague to get to Delgado. Toronto takes a 5-4 lead.
Change up right over the plate. Up, Belle tie, and that's where Delgado likes it. So the tie is broken. And we're going to have a pinch hitter for Brumfield.
Sean Green comes out as now Cito Gaston goes out to check on Carlos Delgado. May have twisted his ankle or his knee a little bit when he rounded first base. Says he's all right. So here comes the skipper, Terry Bevington. He's going to take the ball from Nelson Cruz. So breaking the action is Nelson will depart, and we'll be back to tell you about Tony Castillo.
Houston, how many miles are we flying?
900,000. Copy.
Roger that. Can we credit that toward our frequent flyer program?
Stand by, Red Hawk. We'll get back to you.
Now you don't have to fly to the moon and back to earn a free ticket. With Southwest Airlines frequent flyer program, Rapid Rewards, just 8 quick round trips and your next one's free.
A couple more of these flights and I can go someplace really cool.
Rapid Rewards from Southwest, the fastest way to fly free.
I want boom, dot, boom, doom. Why do you want to look at my Discover card statement? It's mine. I live in New York City. Of course, I love the theater. Bring in the noise. You know, it's my favorite show. I go there as often as I can, trying to steal another step. And my kids want me to be more risky. Come to Garçon stuff is, you know, it's risky. I want a cashback bonus.
How many credit cards make a statement like that? It pays to Discover. Use it where you see the Nova sign.
Montgomery Ward presents Talkin' About Baseball. June 1st, 1876, the first foul tip is hit. The following day, the catcher's mask is invented. You can't beat baseball. And today, you can't beat Montgomery Ward. Get an Admiral Top Mount refrigerator with free ice maker, only $5.49. A Performa by Maytag laundry pair, washer $3.99, dryer just $3.49. And a Simmons Beauty Rest Queen mattress set is only $5.99. What a team, Montgomery Ward.
Baseball Thursday continues on Sports Channel this week when the surprising New York Mets welcome Mike Piazza and the Los Angeles Dodgers to Shea Stadium. Coverage begins Thursday night at 6:30 exclusively on Sports Channel. And a new pitcher for the White Sox coming on here in the 7th inning. It's Tony Castillo. Tony in 50 games, 3-4, 1 save, a .555 earned run average. He's on the face of the pinch hitter, Sean Green.
So Sean Green has had himself a pretty good year offensively for the Blue Jays. Takes first pitch, strike on the outside corner. There's numbers, 295, 16 homers, 40 knocked in. Fastball up and in. So Sean, who was born in Des Plaines, now resides in Irvine, California. Third-year man in the major leagues. There's a slider strike right on the outside edge of the outside corner to count 1-2. 5-8-1 for the Blue Jays, 4-10-1 for the Sox. Just tuning in, Tom Fordham started his major league debut. 23-year-old southpaw for the Sox went 4 innings, giving up 4 runs, 3 earned, 4 hits, 2 walks, had 3 strikeouts. Here's the Plesac and Crafty double-barreled activity for the Jays. Two-two pitch. Just off the corner.
All right. It was outside.
Payoff pitch. Delgado at first. Sprague at third. As he got it on the outside corner. Beautiful pitch by Tony Castillo. But Toronto breaks the tie, coming up with a run. We'll go to the 7th inning stretch. They lead it 5-4.
Today's game is brought to you by Budweiser, Brewery Fresh Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball.
Choose the way you save with the Chrysler Choice. Choose $1,000 cash back on the Chrysler Cirrus. Or save with $1,500 cash back on the luxurious Chrysler LHS. Or choose $1,500 cash back on the roomy Concord LXI. You choose the way you save. Low financing or big cash back. Choose now because the Chrysler Choice won't last. What's new in your world?
E-Entertainment Television is proud to support the national tour of the drop-dead Broadway musical Chicago, winner of 6 Tony Awards. Don't miss the show-stopping sensational musical that has taken Broadway by storm.
Do you have a taste for barbecue? Experience the difference of wood smoke barbecue at the Pit Rib House in Hickory Hills. We have great mouth-watering barbecue ribs, rib tips, chicken, and Southern-styled chopped pork, plus a full menu of burgers, sandwiches, fish, and non-barbecue items. Dine with us and watch us Hickory smoke and slow cook the best barbecue on our massive stone hearth. We offer a nostalgic dining atmosphere and the best wood smoke barbecue and non-barbecue items around. Dine in, carry out, or order bulk items at the Pit Rib House on Roberts Road in Hickory Hills.
The bottom of the 7th inning. Sean Green remains in the ball game in right field for Jacob Brumfield as you see some rain starting to come down. And a pitching change, Wimpy.
Right-hander Tim Crabtree comes out to work for Toronto here in the 7th inning. So Chris Carpenter works 6 as Crabtree, boy, he's got better stuff than this. 7.67 earned run average, 2-3 in 25 games, 2 saves. Good sinking fastball, but he's given up 42 hits in 27 innings, 11 walks, and 17 strikeouts. So Chris Carpenter worked 6 innings, gives up 4 runs, 10 hits. 3 of these runs were earned. Don't rain.
For the Sox, it'll be Thomas, Belle, and Ventura to face Tim Crabtree. Frank got his average up to 345 with those 3 singles. He also has knocked in a run. That is number 99. And he has scored a run. Charlie O'Brien sitting up on the outside part of the plate. And that pitch misses down low. It's 2-0.
Frank at home and on the road. Better numbers away from Comiskey Park. 17 homers, 368 as compared to 11 and 308.
That pitch way outside.
Yeah.
To make it 3-0. And that's ball 4. So the leadoff walk to the big hurt. And here comes Albert. Albert 0 for 3. Break out of this thing. We need you. That's low. 5 in a row thrown by Crabtree, 26-year-old right-hander out of Jackson, Michigan. Just a decent lead by Frank at first. As there's the strike to even the count at 1. Two balls and a strike. Crabtree out of Michigan State, where he studied criminal justice.
Is that a fact?
Criminal justice, Wimperoo.
Good for him.
That's off the glove. Here comes Duncan underneath over to Carlos Delgado. So they get Albert at first. Frank moves into second. 1 out.
Well, you can see once again that left shoulder flying out of there. Hits it off the end of the bat, deflected off the pitcher. And here's Cito Gaston coming out to the mound. It looks like he might be making a pitching change right now with the left-handed swinging Robin Ventura coming up.
So Tim will depart. And we'll be back with the numbers on Dan Plesac right after this.
On Saturdays, your customers can receive 2-day packages from FedEx. Cost? An extra $10.
On Saturdays, your customers can receive 2 to 3-day priority mail packages from the U.S. Postal Service. Cost? $3. And there's no extra charge.
On Saturdays, your customers cannot receive 2-day packages from UPS. Sorry.
So, what's your priority? Priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
Make your home beautiful with savings from Menards.
Save on the best selection of Dutch Boy paint. Dirt Fighter Exterior Flat gives a long-lasting finish, just $12.74 a gallon. Add the finishing touches with Pro-Spec exterior shutters from Design House. They're maintenance-free with a lifetime warranty, on sale in 7 sizes, starting at $8.88 a pair. Find all your home improvement needs at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
In this great world, I go just where I please. Don't let nothing bring this boy to his knees. I got a roll.
Don't miss Sears' pre-Labor Day tire sale featuring select tires from Michelin, B.F. Goodrich, and Dunlop.
Roll like thunder, roll like a wheel. It's time to roll.
Sears Auto Center. We keep you rolling.
I got a roll.
Sears pre-Labor Day tire sale featuring the Michelin Weatherwise. Sale ends soon.
Dan Plesac is the new Toronto pitcher. In 52 games, 0-3 with a save, .396 earned run average. 38 hits allowed, 36 in the third innings, 14 walks, and 43 strikeouts. So he's still got a pretty good heater. Got a good hard slider that he has featured for so many years. Of course, he was really something when he was with the Milwaukee Brewers as their closer for so many years. Doesn't have that type of stuff, but obviously he can still get you out.
So the 35-year-old veteran out of St. Charles, Indiana, comes on trying to protect this 5-4 lead. There is one out. Thomas at second. Now we're going to have some more activity down there in the Blue Jay pen. Ball Quantrill. Loosening up. Still just a very, very slight drizzle falling here at the ballpark. I understand that's going to pass over.
Good. And you can get your kids what they really want to wear back to school. I'm sure they're all excited about that coming up. White Sox team wear from the White Sox Clubhouse shop. And here's a great buy. Majestic batting jerseys with their favorite player's name and number on the back. White Sox Clubhouse shops are located in the Oak Brook Center and Woodfield Mall. Back to school, guys.
But they're starting a week early here in Chicago this year.
Right.
So here's Robin. There's that breaking ball down low. Robin catching Ed Sprague back at third, thinking about maybe laying down a bunt. Outfield's very deep. It's very spread out. You see Shannon Stewart way back in center field. That pitch is low.
Plesac in 32 games against the Sox, .283 earned run average. Although he is 3-7, he has 4 saves. And Robin Ventura has had great success, 3 for 7 with a homer against Plesac in his career.
Well, when Robin's swinging the bat, it doesn't really make a whole bunch of difference who's out there. Good right-handers, good left-handers. That ball hit high and deep into right center field. Sean Green back on the track now. Makes the catch as Frank tags. He will move into third, and that's out number 2. He just missed that one.
Yeah, we'll see what Cito does here. I wouldn't be surprised if he walked Cameron to get to Valdez, in which case he might get Lyle Mouton, in which case he might get Paul Quantrill.
So Mike has walked. He has flied deep to left field, and he is grounded to short. Kansas City trying to get back in that game with Baltimore. They were trailing 8-2. It is now 8-6. Royals hitting in the bottom of the 4th inning. That's the first of the doubleheader. There's a fastball strike on the outside half. That breaking ball. He did not go. And the count 1-1. Rain delay in Cincinnati, where the Reds are hosting the Rockies at Synergy Field.
Rains a lot in Cincinnati. Humid there.
Checks it up. And the count 2-1. Plesac, who graduated from Crown Point High School, attended North Carolina State. That pitch way outside. Charlie O'Brien just peeking over in that dugout to see what, if in fact, they want to do. He cannot hold up on the slider. So the payoff pitch to young Mike Cameron.
I think he's going to throw the slider right here again.
How about the fastball away?
I think you're right.
And he misses. So as Wimpy alluded to, he was definitely being very, very careful to Mike Cameron. And now Valdez is being called back. And we'll wait and see till they announce the hitter. And then I imagine we might see Cito Gaston.
Well, it's going to be Paco Martin.
Now Paco, it doesn't make, if he's swinging it back good, it doesn't make any difference.
Oh, that's exactly right. Good choice of pinch hitters right here. And then you got the veteran Plesac, who when he's pitching well with that slider, he can be actually tougher on right-handed hitters than he can on lefties down and in. Paco, a very good high ball hitter, and Plesac's a low ball pitcher. So Cito might want that matchup.
And Paco, as you mentioned, he's like a swing man for you in certain situations in a ball game. When you feel like the opposing manager might make the counter move, it really doesn't make a whole bunch of difference.
Yeah, you know, I think Paco matches up better against Quantrell than he does Dan Plesac. We'll see how this thing runs out.
Cito doesn't think so. He's going to come out of that dugout and probably go to the pen. And he's going to make the move to Paul Quantrell. So there is another break in the action. We'll be back to tell you about the new Blue Jay pitcher, Paul Quantrell.
Houston, how many miles are we flying?
900,000. Copy?
Roger that. Can we credit that toward our frequent flyer program?
Stand by, Red Hawk. We'll get back to you.
Now you don't have to fly to the moon and back to earn a free ticket. With Southwest Airlines frequent flyer program, Rapid Rewards, just 8 quick round trips and your next one's free.
A couple more of these flights and I can go someplace really cool.
Rapid Rewards from Southwest, the fastest way to fly free.
I want boom, dot, boom, doom. Why do you want to look at my Discover card statement? It's mine. I live in New York City. Of course, I love the theater. Bring in the noise. You know, it's my favorite show. I go there as often as I can, trying to steal another step. And my kids want me to be more risky. Come to Gaston stuff is, you know, it's risky. I want a cashback bonus.
How many credit cards make a statement like that? It pays to Discover. Use it where you see the Nova sign.
Montgomery Ward presents Talkin' About Baseball. June 1st, 1876, the first foul tip is hit. The following day, the catcher's mask is invented. You can't beat baseball. And today, you can't beat Montgomery Ward. Get an Admiral Top Mount refrigerator with free ice maker, only $5.49. A Performa by Maytag laundry pair, washer $3.99, dryer just $3.49. And a Simmons Beauty Rest Queen mattress set is only $5.99. What a team, Montgomery Ward.
Pitching change for Toronto. You know, Cito Gaston, once he trades Spoljaric and Timlin, he's got to go by committee, and Paul Quantrell has done a good job for him. 5-5, 2.25 ERA. 56 games, he's got 4 saves. And you look at the numbers that they had from Timlin and Spoljaric were very good. He's given up a lot of hits per innings, just 13 walks though, so his control has been very good. So Quantrell is the 3rd pitcher in this inning for Cito Gaston. And it will be Paco.
So the 28-year-old right-hander out of Coburg, Ontario. Attended the University of Wisconsin. 6'1", 185 pounds, made his major league debut. With the Boston Red Sox in 1992. So runners at the corners, 2 out. Good speed at first and Cameron. Pretty high fastball right there. 94 miles an hour. That's Paco's wheelhouse.
Yeah, he likes that pitch up there. We'll throw it again, see what happens.
Come on, Paco. Pick up the big hurt. 5-8-1 for Toronto, 4-10-1 for the Sox. Fouls that one off, and very quickly the count 0-2. Around to the right. Nice gap in left center field. Jose Cruz Jr. in left. Shannon Stewart in center, and Sean Green in right. Yes, he did. Nailed him on the outside corner. So Quantrell comes on strikeout. Paco Martin, and we'll go to the 8th. 5-4 Blue Jays.
With its sleek styling, easy out-roller seats, plus air conditioning and 7-passenger seating, all for a great price. The Plymouth Voyager is pretty attractive.
See the stars of Chicagoland, your local Chrysler and Plymouth dealer.
In this great world, I go just where I please. Don't let nothing bring this boy to his knees. I gotta roll.
Don't miss Sears' pre-Labor Day tire sale featuring select tires from Michelin, B.F. Goodrich, and Dunlop.
Roll like thunder, roll like a wheel. It's time to roll.
Sears Auto Center. We keep you rolling.
I gotta roll.
Sears pre-Labor Day tire sale featuring the Michelin Weatherwise. Sale ends soon.
Welcome back to Comiskey Park. Now, Toronto outfielder Jose Cruz Jr. basically grew up around the game of baseball, his father being Jose Cruz Sr. Of course, always took him to the Houston Astros locker room. Now, maybe it's because he grew up around baseball, but he says he wasn't really surprised when he was traded from Seattle earlier this year.
It was, you know, a lot of talk about it, so basically I felt that something was going to happen, and when it did, I mean, it wasn't as much of a shock as if I didn't expect it. It was still, you know, it still took a little getting used to, but, you know, since then, after a couple days, the guys embraced me pretty good and made me feel at home, and I'm real happy to be here now.
And everyone, just another reminder, between games of the doubleheader, stay tuned here to Sports Channel. We'll have all the latest baseball news. Of course, Amy Stone will be in the studio, joined by the palindrome, Dave Otto. We'll talk about everything underneath the sun, including what's going on here, a preview of the next game. We'll do all that and more coming up on Sports Channel between games. Guys, back up to you in the booth.
Thanks, Scoop. And Mike Cameron moves over to right field. In center, it's Darren Lewis. Dave Martinez moves from right over to first base. Tony Castillo still on the mound. So the Sox on defense have Belle, Lewis, and Cameron in the outfield. Ventura, Guillen, Durham, and Martinez around the horn. George Fabregas behind the plate. Tony Castillo on the mound. Here's Charlie O'Brien. First pitch, fastball up and away. Charlie 0 for 3, hitting at just 214 as he stands in there. Slider misses down low. The big blow in this ball game so far has been Carlos Delgado's run-scoring single in the 7th inning, putting the Blue Jays up 5-4. As that pitch is roped to left field, Albert Belle can't get there. It's going to go to the wall. 4 extra bases, so that'll be a leadoff double for O'Brien. That'll bring up Tomas Perez. Oh, he got a fastball. Boy, Charlie just all over this one. Hooks it in the left field. 2-0 count, and that will happen. It'll make a lot better hitter out of anybody. So Tomas Perez, his job is to get him over to third base, and I would imagine he'd be bunting here, hitting at 200, 217, check that, as he stands in. He's 1 for 3. Perez, the switch hitter, squares all the way around, bunts it to third. Good job. Robin, one chance. That's the first, and he throws it away. The run will score, and in the second goes Perez. Boy, Robin just didn't, he just got all discombobulated right there. He was not in good throwing position. So that's a sack and an error. Watch it right here. Robin checking out third base, where there was absolutely no chance, and then kind of rushed his throw to first. And here comes Charlie. So it's 6-4 Blue Jays. Runner at second, and now Shannon Stewart's going to bunt. Hey, they got him, but look at the job of running by Perez. He's going to get to third. He was hung out to dry, but the throw to second, he was almost all the way to third.
Well, I think Perez wanted them to go down to second base. He was way out there, an unusually big lead, and as soon as Fabregas turned it loose, he made it easy. Yeah, they had no chance. He had that real big lead. That's just some real heads-up base running right there. Pre-planned.
Yeah, sure looked that way. It's tough to get picked off that bad. So the infield in, as that pitch misses inside to Shannon Stewart. Stewart 1 for 4, single in the first inning, and he scored a run. So jammed him, fouled over the Blue Jay dugout. So the count goes to 1-2. 6-9-1 for the Blue Jays. 4 runs, 10 hits, and 2 errors for the Sox. Got him on the outside corner, fastball. So the strikeout, second one for Castillo. So here's Mariano Duncan. He's 1 for 4, a base hit and a run scored so far in this contest. And Robin makes a great play on the short hop, throws to first and gets him. What a play. It was a cracked bat, not hit hard, but Robin had to dive quickly to his left, get it on a very tough hop, and he throws him out.
That's a beautiful play. Tough hop right there. Doing everything he can to try to get a redeemer this inning. Right in the heel, and a very accurate throw.
So here's Jose Cruz Jr. 3 walks and a double and a run scored. The big run of the ball game in the 7th inning. Last inning came home on Carlos Delgado's single. That pitch misses. Another very close pitch. Oh, they called that pitch a strike, the first one. Okay. That's to really read Joe Brinkman.
Just stay with it.
Okay. I'm going to watch him now. 1-1. Good strike. Yeah, see? I watched him there. Wherever he points to first, that means strike. So the count goes 1-2. Cheito, as he's called, by his very close friends. His dad is Cheo, and he rips this one. Oh, get foul. It does. Had a breaking ball, and he ripped it. So the count 1-2. He has hit 5 home runs in a Blue Jay uniform. And he just got a piece of that one, fouls it off to the right. Tony Castillo trying to hold that runner at third. With 2 outs. Backdoor, got him on a slider, strikes him out. Third strikeout for Castillo, but the Blue Jays get some insurance. They put another run on the board, and after 7.5, they lead it by 2.
Much has been made about Cal Ripken Jr.'s durability and stamina, and rightfully so. But Ozzie Guillen has started at shortstop on 13 straight opening days for the Sox, and he's played in over 1,600 games. So like Ripken and also his namesake, rocker Ozzy Osbourne, Guillen has a right to say, I am Iron Man. Sports Channel. We know the Sox. Inside out.
Dodge Dakota is #1 in horsepower, #1 in torque, #1 in towing, even #1 in payload. In fact, Dodge Dakota is ranked #1 in more categories versus any other compact. But that should come as no surprise for the truck that's full of surprises. Dodge Dakota starts as low as $12,335. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Hello?
What happened?
We sealed the deal!
Yes! Where are you?
That's the steakhouse!
Porterhouse, filet, rump.
Now there's a new cellular service that's so clear, it's like you're there. Virtually no static or interference. Clear path, so clear, it's like you're there.
Plans from $25 a month with 50 minutes free. Act now and get unlimited local calls for 2 months from Ameritech, your link to better communication.
Southwest Airlines. Fares so low, you have the freedom to go places and do things you never thought possible. Fly Southwest Airlines.
6-4 Blue Jays. Time to do something here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Paul Quantrill is the pitcher for the Jays. He came on last inning and punched out Paco Martin with a real good fastball. It's the hardest I've seen Quantrill throw. First pitch, fastball strike on the outside corner. 93, says the supervision. And he just paints them. There's a change. Strike 2. Another good location right there. He took a lot off of that pitch and nails the outside corner once again. Ozzie Guillen on deck. There's a grounder to shortstop. Perez gets it on the short hop. Nice job. For the Blue Jays, the one thing they've been doing consistently all season long is throw that leather. #1 defensive team in the American League. #3 in pitching, thanks to Henkin and the Rocket. I like that play right there. When you go for it, get it on the short hop. Actually, it's do or die. More than likely, you're going to do. Ozzie lifts this one to left field. Easy play for Cruz. Very quickly, 2 down. And the Wildcats are back, aiming at their record 3rd straight Big Ten title. Sports Channel prepares you for the season with the premiere of the Gary Barnett Show. 1997 Pigskin Classic preview will break down Northwestern's opening game with Oklahoma. It's the Gary Barnett Show, Friday night at 7 on Sports Channel. And you're talking about college football. Durham pops up the bunt, and Charlie O'Brien can't get there. Or is that Felix Potvin? Ray hitting at 261. Has driven in a run with a sacrifice fly. Also has a single, run scored, and a stolen base today. The 0-1. Yeah, splitter off the heel of Charlie O'Brien's glove, so the count even. There's a shot. That'll be extra bases, so Ray Durham cruises in the second base with his second hit. And the Sox will bring the tying run to the plate. It'll be Dave Martinez.
Dave Martinez.
Nice job of hitting right there. Short and quick is Ray Durham. Jose Cruz Jr. heads that one off at the pass. So time for David to do some damage. Some 2-out thunder, hopefully, right here. Frank Thomas on deck. Sox trail by 2 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Ooh, good fastball at the knee, strike. 93 miles an hour. Calvin Escobar, who's been closing out games for Toronto.
And doing a pretty good job of it.
Yeah. He's 2-0 with a 104 earned run average, 8 saves.
Look at what the opponents are hitting.
I don't want to. 156, that's good. Yeah. That pitch in the dirt. So it's 2-1. Matt Karchner warming up for the Sox. So, you know, really looking at this Blue Jay pitching staff, they got some guys here that are having pretty good years. And when Spoljaric and Timlin left, their earned run average were very respectable, right around 3. That one misses away. 3-1.
Well, they've run into 3 things. Lack of offense.
Right.
Blastingly, the Baltimore Orioles and the New York Yankees.
Yeah, those are good reasons. Anything else?
That'll cover it.
2. Got a fastball, and he was tardy. Threw that one right by him. Well, a major disappointment has been Carlos Garcia at second base.
Yeah, that trade just didn't work out.
Oh, it was horrible. It turned out to be horrible.
And on the paper and the surface, when they made the trade, it looked like it was going to be a good deal for them.
Yeah, it did. It really did. It looked like it was good. They were going to supply some offense. Garcia hitting at .215 with 3 homers and 17 driven in before he was benched. That pitch fouled off to the left. And Merced, who's been a quality hitter for many years, hitting just .266. They were counting on him to hit 3 and some change. With more than 40 RBIs. He's on the disabled list right now, so that trade did not work for the Jays. Grounder to shortstop Perez. He's been a vacuum cleaner all day. He throws them out, and that'll do it. So the Sox get a double from Durham, but they strand him, and after 8, they trail at 6-4.
Sports Channel's coverage of Chicago White Sox baseball is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to go places. Ameritech, your link to better communication. The Stars of Chicagoland, your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer. Budweiser, Brewery Fresh Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. The Sports Authority, prepare yourself. Discover Card, proud partner of the Smithsonian's 150th anniversary. And by Montgomery Ward.
Tom Waddle is a very busy guy these days. As host of Bulls Sox Underground, Tom has a direct line to the Bulls and Sox, Chicago's 2 most storied franchises. Other TV shows say they can show you the stuff that goes on behind the scenes in professional sports. Tom Waddle can show you the stuff behind that. And you can only see it on Sports Channel. Go Underground Sunday night on Bulls Sox Underground, the show behind the show.
Underground.
Sometimes, no matter what you do, you just can't guarantee a sure thing, unless you go to Arlington Lexus in Palatine. Hi, I'm Michael Simon, new car sales manager. We have a great deal of new and certified pre-owned Lexus automobiles available every day, and that's a sure thing. And of course, you'll want to know about our prices. Rest assured, getting your best deal is always a sure thing. Bob Rohrman's Arlington Lexus in Palatine. Always light in price and heavy in customer satisfaction.
Top of the 9th inning, and right now let's check out our Dodge drive of the game coming in the 3rd inning. It's Gray at the plate. Joe Carter at first base. Whoopi.
Hits this one long and hard to right center field. Mike Cameron didn't quite get there. Mike misjudged it a little bit. I don't think he got a very good look at that one. And that was in the 3rd, a big RBI right there for Sprague. And the Blue Jays have retained a 2-run lead.
6-9-1 for Toronto, 4-11-2. For the Sox, Joe Carter will lead it off. Carter, that sacrifice fly to second base. That was in the 1st inning. Hit a pop-up out into short right field. Durham having to go back. The pitch fouled over into the Sox dugout. He was hit by a pitch. He scored. He singled, and he struck out.
Got Doug Drabeck with that as he hooked that ball into the Sox dugout. Right in the back.
Well, he'll be on the mound in the finale of this 4-game series on Thursday. He'll be opposed by Pat Hentgen.
He's good.
If you're just joining us, we will have game 2 of this doubleheader for you. Right here on Sports Channel. Jason Beret making his first start. Quite some time in a Major League ball game. He'll be opposed by former Sox right-hander Luis Andujar. That's out of play right side. That evens the count at 2. Baltimore hitting in the top of the 6th inning. They were leading 8-2 over the Royals. It is now Baltimore 9, Kansas City 7. Tigers hurting Minnesota 5-0. That game in the bottom of the 3rd in Detroit. That's into right field. Mike Cameron. Plenty of room. So Carter is retired for out number 1. The Twinkies have fallen on some hard times. They are on a 9-game losing streak. Ouch. So here's Ed Sprague. 1 for 3 with that triple, which was our Dodge drive of the game. Takes that pitch outside. There's the strike. 1-1 the count to the 30-year-old veteran third baseman. Get foul at will. And the count moves to 1-2. So Tony Castillo gave up that unearned run last inning. Toronto has stranded 8. The Sox have stranded 10 this afternoon. Starters were Tom Fordham making his major league debut and Chris Carpenter for the Blue Jays. Now the souvenir right side.
And the first 15,000 fans attending the Sunday, August 31st game against the Houston Astros will receive the third in a series of Ameritech nostalgic phone cards. Card number 3 features the 1977 White Sox home jersey. Game time 1:05. For tickets, call 312-831-1-SOX.
Breaking ball down low. Did he go? No, he did not. So a full count to Sprague.
I thought he went at first look. No.
And the payoff pitch from Castillo. It's low ball 4. So the 5th walk issued by Sox pitching this afternoon. And with 1 out, Sprague at first. That'll bring up Carlos Delgado. He's been to the plate twice. Struck out his first time in the 5th. Then in the 7th, broke that 4-4 tie with an RBI single. Carlos Delgado. By him upstairs.
Well, he got the big hit. Nelson Cruz got a changeup up, and he did not fool him one bit. Ripped
2-2 pitch.
Yeah.
One and one the count. Later on tonight, out at the Kingdome, it'll be Mariners hosting the Cleveland Indians. Ken Cloud, rookie right-hander on the hill for Seattle. Check swing foul. And the count moves to 1-2.
Well, that's a big series right there. And of course, you got the Yankees playing at Anaheim tonight also.
Yeah, what Yankees flew into Anaheim yesterday, and the Angels had to play at Baltimore.
Ooh, that's right.
1-2 pitch. Got him on the outside corner, a beauty. And that's out number 2. 4th strikeout for Tony. That is the 10th strikeout by Sox pitching.
Yeah, he just dots the outside corner right there. Nicely done. You can see just on the corner.
Splitting it right there.
Yeah.
So here's Sean Green. Fouls that breaking ball down. Sean pinch hit for Jacob Brumfield in the 7th and was caught looking. Sox trying to pick up their second victory against the Blue Jays in 5 meetings this year. The Sox with those 2 victories over Seattle. As that's into left field, hit pretty well. Albert, he's tracking it. He is there. And that'll retire to the side. So nothing across here in the top of the 9th. It'll be Thomas, Belle, and Ventura as the Sox trail at 6-4.
It's hot. You're thirsty. Quench your thirst.
Expect twice the excitement when the Sox and Jays play a twilight doubleheader. New first sacker Mario Valdez will lead a hitting explosion to last well into the night. The doubleheader continues next on Sports Channel. We know the Sox inside out.
As you well know, I love beer. Let's go back and talk about the brewing process. Let's talk about what are the key ingredients in beer. The yeast is an integral part of the taste profile of the beer. Change the yeast, you change the beer. It was one of the things that Adolphus Busch brought when he brought his ingredients and formula for Budweiser to the United States. Then we have the barley malt. The barley malt is the soul of the beer. From there, let's talk about hops. We are selecting the hops today as he did years ago. We have a hop farm in Germany. We have a hop farm in the northwestern part of the United States. Blend those things and you have what Anheuser-Busch is all about.
Bottom of the 9th inning, 6-4 Blue Jays. And a reminder, the producer director of White Sox baseball is James A. Angio. Doug Stanton, our associate producer, and our associate director is Mean Joe Grew. So the Sox in trouble. And the Blue Jays have brought on their new stopper, their new closer, Kelvin Escobar.
See his numbers, 12 games. This guy's just 21 years old. 2-0, 8 saves, 1.04. You see him throwing that last pitch with that split finger grip. 9 hits allowed and 17 1/3. He's had a little bit of a control problem, 11 walks to go with 17 strikeouts. So Escobar, who is from La Guara, Venezuela, so Ozzie is probably familiar with him. And this is how they pitched Big Frank today.
First 3 times up, 1's 2 and 3. He got base hits, and the 4th time, well, he just walked it. So here's Escobar. Owen's hitting just 156 against him. It's pretty strong. Fastball outside, outfield deep, swung around to the right, huge gap in left center field. It's 2-0. Escobar, the 5th Toronto pitcher. What a nice job by Paul Quantrill. That ball hit high and deep into center field, but Shannon Stewart is back there. Camps underneath, makes the catch for out number 1. Albert. Albert 0 for 4 this afternoon. Average down to 259. Fouls that fastball back. Albert cutting his swing shorter right now than he was in the first month and a half of the season.
And you can see when he's taking his hands back, he's getting real wristy too. And you've all pointed out that when he's hot, it's just a shoulder turn.
It's just a shoulder turn with quiet hands.
Yeah, they're not quiet.
Pitch up and in. 1-1 to count. Baltimore hitting in the top of the 6th inning. Now have scored a 3 spot. They lead 12-7 over Kansas City. 2-1 the count. Swimpy mentioned Escobar out of La Guardia, Venezuela. There's a shot. That's fair. Yes. Down into the corner. Well, Albert keeps the Sox Hove alive with that 1-out double, and here comes Ventura.
Well, you see, this pitch is down and in. That's the one pitch that you can handle when you're flying off the ball. Watch it right here. Charlie O'Brien wants it down and away, and you can see it tailing back right over the inside part of the plate. All you do is drop the head into that left field corner.
And you can also see his hands right there on that particular swing were quiet at the top. Now, it might be just on the pitch down and in.
Yeah.
See, that was a 98-mile-an-hour fastball that he doesn't lay it off as bad on a pitch down and in.
Yeah.
Pitch from the middle part of the bay, he really lays the bat off. His left shoulder comes out, and he cuts the swing short. So here's Robin. Robin 0 for 3 with a walk. He just missed this one as well, high into right field. Sean Green is there, and that's out number 2. And let's check out our Budweiser player of the game as we were talking about. Paul Quantrill winning just an inning and a third, but he got a big strikeout in the 7th. Our Budweiser player of the game. And Webby will go down and give him his hearty handshake.
Well, when we see him tonight, probably.
Yeah. Or in spring training.
Yeah. Next year sometime.
So it's up to Mike Cameron. Mike has walked twice, deep to left field and grounded to short. Makes that splitter low and away. Fastball upstairs. Fastball up to 98 miles an hour. I got in front, hooks it foul over into the Sox dugout. So down to the last bullet. A ball, 2 strikes, 2 out here in the bottom of the 9th, trailing 6-4. And once again, a reminder, we will have game 2 right here on Sports Channel for you. Jason Beret making his start against Luis Andujar. Fastball high. There's a base hit in the left field. Here comes Albert. He's going to score as Cruz is playing very deep where he should have been, and it's a 6-5 ball game. Attaboy, Mikey.
He gets a splitter a little bit up, and Mike Cameron, I'll tell you, with runners in scoring position in clutch situations, he has just been great. Albert Belle scores from left field, and it's a 1-run ball game. And here's Lyle Mouton going to bat for Darren Lewis.
So Lyle, if he can reach George Fabregas on deck, but good speed aboard in Cameron. 16 for 18 in stolen bases. There's that pitch, fastball taken inside. There goes Cameron. There's the throw. Not in time. Picks up number 17.
Charlie O'Brien did everything he could right here on a quick release throw to second base. But Mike taking advantage of that great speed. You see the throw by Charlie just a bit late.
That ball hit high into center field. Shannon Stewart goes back. He is there. And you can send this one to Cooperstown. So the Blue Jays in the first of this doubleheader win it 6-5. And what the Sox had young Chris Carpenter on the ropes and couldn't knock him out.
No, they couldn't. And he got a big out in the first inning. The Sox stranded 3. As a matter of fact, the White Sox, 11 men stranded in this ball game, couldn't take advantage of their scoring opportunities. The Blue Jays did, and Carpenter gets his first major league win.
So let's check out the final totals on game 1. For the Blue Jays, 6 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. They left 9. For the Sox, 5 runs, 13 hits, 2 errors. They left 11 runners. Carpenter, the winner, 1-5. Cruz, the loser, 0-1. And credit Kelvin Escobar with his 9th save. So for my partner, the Whipperoo Tom Paciorek, our producer-director, Jim Angio, this is the Hawk Ken Harrelson. Remember, we will have game 2 for you right here on Sports Channel. But first, let's go back to our brand new studios.
1 down, 1 to go with the White Sox and Blue Jays. Hello, everyone. I'm Amy Stone. Game 2 of the doubleheader gets underway shortly at Comiskey Park. But first, we're going to talk about Game 1 with our Sox analyst, Dave Otto. Welcome back, Dave. And pretty much missed opportunities, and it's kind of surprising. A lot of Sox fans might have looked at the numbers of Chris Carpenter and seen an 0-5 record and an ERA over 8, and they just didn't get to him enough.
Absolutely. Amy, against a guy like that, you got to get out of the gate, because all of a sudden, if you get some guys out early, all of a sudden you're standing on the mound and you're thinking you're a stud. And that was the case. He really started throwing the ball better later on in the game. You have to give him credit. Throws 6 innings, only gives up 4 runs against a potent White Sox offense, but just one of those days where they just couldn't get the big hit.
And let's talk about those missed opportunities and look at them, actually.
Oh, absolutely. There were a couple missed opportunities today. And again, in the first inning, they get 2 big knocks right out of the gate. And then Frank Thomas in the 3-hole gets a base hit. And Jacob Brunfield gets after the ball in a hurry and throws a rope to third base and gets Davey Martinez at third. And the golden rule is, do not make the first or third out at third base. And then Davey Martinez lines one to right. Again, Jacob Brunfield, play at the plate. Close play here. I don't know. Ray Durham looked like he snuck in here, but the home plate umpire called him out, and again a missed opportunity. And anytime you got a hose out in right field, all of a sudden they treat you with a little more respect. Doug Rader here could have sent Mario Valdez, but held him up instead. And that set up Ray Durham up to the plate with the bases loaded, and this one really hurt. Back to the pitcher, the old 1-2-3, and they really could have busted the game open, but left some men on base. And again, he starts getting a little more confidence. He starts throwing the ball a lot better.
We had a new pitcher on the mound today, Tom Fordham.
Boy, every day there's a new pitcher. I thought he threw the ball pretty good. Good breaking ball, good changeup. Only threw 4 innings. Terry Beckman's going to go with these guys and only go 5 or 6 innings with these guys, let them get their feet wet in the big leagues, and then hopefully later on he can extend them. But right now he's going to the bullpen early, going to a guy, Jeff Darwin, or going to a Nelson Cruz.
All right, we'll see complete highlights in just a bit. The White Sox took their team photo, meanwhile, yesterday at the ballpark. A lot of new faces on this squad, faces still unfamiliar to many Sox fans. But one face that is familiar, very familiar, is that of Ozzie Guillen, no matter what his hair looks like. Ozzie's sporting the wig for the picture, which could be his last as a White Sox player. Yesterday was all fun and games, but after the trades, especially the trade of his best friend Harold Baines to Baltimore, Ozzie said he doesn't think he'll be back after this season. The Sox, meanwhile, have stocked up on shortstops, acquiring minor leaguer Juan Bautista yesterday as the player to be named later in the Baines deal. Their #1 draft choice in June was Jason Delero, and they acquired Mike Caruso, of course, in the Giants trade. Is Ozzie gone after this year?
That's a tough call. He's not going to come back with the same amount of money that he was making this past year. So it's tough to say. Guys like Caruso, Bautista, they may be 2 or 3 years away. So maybe they want to sign Ozzie Guillen for a 1-year contract until those guys are ready to play. It remains to be seen, but he's definitely not going to make the same kind of iron he did this year.
Well, Albert Belle broke his silence yesterday, speaking with a couple beat writers before yesterday's game. Belle blaming himself for a lot of the Sox woes this season, even said the big trade was due in large part to the struggling season he's had. You know him well. Should he shoulder a lot of this blame?
He's not getting big knocks, and I guess you could shoulder the blame for a little bit with those numbers. Last year he put up monster numbers. This year he's not even close to those numbers. But again, the season is far from being over, and he can hit him in a bunch. But yeah, he's partially to blame for the White Sox woes this year, because when he starts driving in runs, it starts loosening up the other guys. And I think that was one of the things that he hasn't been able to do this year, is get the big knock.
What made him talk?
What made him talk?
What made him talk? We haven't heard from him since spring training and, you know, the beginning of the season, and all of a sudden he's coming out and he's talking.
Yeah, you know, that's just Albert. I mean, it was good for him to get some things off his chest, because I really think that in a lot of ways he has been pressing this year. He's such an intense competitor, and he does take the game so seriously, and he just goes out there and after a game he really shows his emotions, and that's part of the reason why I don't think he's swinging as good as he can, because he's starting to pull off the ball. He's not driving the ball to right center field.
He talked about the fact that he has this hitch that he hadn't had in years past. What is this hitch?
This is my rolled up bat right here,
Yeah.
Amy. A hitch is basically if you drop your hands a little bit and you come back up, and that takes a lot of time to do. Albert's best when he comes straight back, and with this hitch, he's also pulling out on that outside pitch. He just can't get it. Albert Belle's the best when he drives the ball to right center field, and he's really not doing that. He's pulling off the ball. He'll get it. When he gets a pitch in here, he can drive it to left field, but guys are just busting him away. And I noticed one thing in his stance. Right now he's turning his left foot in a little bit, trying to keep himself closed, a la Lyle Mouton. He's doing that also, and that helps to stay on the ball.
All right, well, still to come, we have all the highlights from this game and a look at Game 2 coming up. But up next, we're going into the batting cage with Frank Thomas.
When I'm in a hot streak with home runs or anything else, you'll see me up in here because I'm getting back naturally. When I'm down in here, I have to make something happen. I'm not feeling as easy when I'm in that groove. So, you know, with hitting, there's no right way or one way to hit.
Nobody throws junk in the bottom of the ninth. You were in there for one reason: bring the heat. You were a gunslinger with a license to kill. Kill the rally. Kill hope. Kill your contract extension with a bases-loaded gopher ball to blow the save.
Two of the NL's top closers meet when the Dodgers battle the Mets. Thursday on Sports Channel.
Dodge Avenger has pretty much turned the notion that sport coupes are expensive and cramped upside down. So much so that when the numbers were tabulated for Strategic Vision's Total Quality Award for Best Ownership Experience, Avenger came up co-winner in its class. Avenger, further evidence that the new Dodge is on a roll. Now get $1,000 cash back during the Dodge Big Summer Clearance.
Nike and Sportmark present Terrell Brandon. Terrell Brandon has superhuman concentration. I want my whole team to have it. Bring it home to Mama. Come on, bring it home. Every player should be that clutch, like a Zen master. Simon says, ignore the trash talker. Simon says, bend those knees, hands on hips. Simon didn't say that. Terrell says he's just born with it. Well, look at him. It's not natural. Terrell, how do you do it? Nike basketball shoes available at Sportmark.
You're looking at Comiskey Park coming up. Game 2 of the Twilight doubleheader with the Blue Jays and the White Sox. Jason Bray going against Luis Andujar. He's the last pitcher left on the White Sox from the 93 playoff rotation of Jack McDowell, Alex Fernandez, Wilson Alvarez tonight. Jason Bray makes his long-awaited return after elbow surgery and a long rehabilitation. Bray pitched just over 16 innings in 5 starts with the Sox last year. Pitching coach Mike Plesac talked with us about what we can expect to see tonight from the 26-year-old.
It's something that's been coming for a long time. I'm very happy for Jason that he's even, that he's gotten back to this point that we're going to be able to enjoy him pitching at a major league level. I'm sure that he's got a lot of jitters going on. And there's a lot of question marks we have to answer about Jason Bray, and he's going to have to answer about himself. And tonight is the start. Tonight is one of those. It's one of those you have to. It's a wait and see and look and see what he's got type thing. Really watch him, keep a pitch limit on him, and just make sure that that he doesn't struggle a whole lot. And really, the main thing is that he's pitching and pitching free without pain. And if he does that, regardless of how many innings he's pitching, it's a real plus.
And here's a look at Barret's big league career, which started out wonderfully in '93 with a 12-5 mark, an ERA of 3.47. In '94, he continued to put up strong numbers, but in '95, his arm blew up. And last year, he made just 5 starts before his elbow surgery in September. Sox could really use a good performance from him.
Those were my numbers in '95 right there. Those are ugly numbers. Yeah, Jason Barret, it's great to see him back. He had great years in '93 and '94. That's when he had good gas on his fastball, and that's what he needs to do. He pitches up in the zone, so I'm interested to see whether he can have the giddy up in his fastball up in the zone and get guys to swing at that pitch, because that's when he's most effective. He probably doesn't have the same snap because of his elbow, can't get that same extension, but I'm really anxious to see him throw the ball.
Well, a lot of people were anxious to see Robin Ventura make his return from his injury, and right now he's at Comiskey Park with Eric Collins. Guys?
Well, guys, welcome back to Comiskey Park. We're here with one of the real positives from the year so far with the White Sox. But, Robin, we seem to be up and down lately with you guys. What's the situation to try and get off this roller coaster?
Yeah, I mean, that sometimes happens, and, you know, we're just, you know, looking to get a good run going, and hopefully, we do it in the second game.
Now, besides the fact that you came back from that horrible injury earlier this year, another one of the positives is some of these young guys are starting to play real well. We got a decent outing today from Tom Fordham. We got a good outing yesterday from Scott Ayer, and a couple of young guys are really starting to pitch real well.
Yeah, these are all my buddies that I had on my rehab assignment, so it's, you know, they're good players, and, you know, we don't really know what we're going to get, but hopefully it's good enough for us to win. I mean, that's what we're expecting them to do.
Can you talk about that time you spent down in Birmingham and in Nashville when you're rehabbing your ankle? What are some of the things that you saw? Some of the guys, some of the names that we need to pay attention to?
They're all up here. I mean, these are good guys, and, you know, they played well down there, and that's why they're here, and, you know, hopefully we get enough out of them up here to win.
Now, on a personal standpoint, how are you doing ankle-wise? Are you doing a lot of things to try and keep it going, or is it just a situation where you're back to 100%?
I still do stuff just to maintain and enough for the rehab just so I don't have to sit out for a long time. And, you know, it's simple compared to what I was doing.
Speaking of rehab, we got a bright spot. Jason Barret. He's coming back. He's going to get his first start in 1997 today. You've got to be excited.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to see him back, you know, especially, you know, what I went through. I know it's been even longer for him, and I'm excited for him. I know he's excited, and, you know, he pitched when I was in Birmingham down there, so it's fun to have him back, and, you know, I'm excited for him.
Now, did you get a chance to talk to Jason just to talk about both of your rehabs, or did you talk about what he's expecting or what we can expect out of him?
No, I mean, he's just going to pitch. I mean, I don't know that much about pitching. Go ahead and talk pitching to him. I don't let them do that, but, you know, we just hang out and just friends. I don't think we talk too much about the rehab. I mean, we both know what we put into it, and I'm just excited to see him back out on the field.
Robin, one of the neat things that I noticed here in Game 1, first inning, Tom Fordham was having a little bit of trouble. The first 2 guys reach base. You kind of saunter over the pitcher's mound. You say a couple of words to him. Can you let us in on that conversation?
Not really. No, you know, some guys come out and get a little nervous, and, you know, just trying to relax them and say something to him. But, you know, he pitched good. I mean, he relaxed and got better as the game went along.
Do you consider yourself to be one of the big leaders on this team? Do people seem to kind of say, wow, Robin Ventura told me to do this, or he walks this way, or that kind of stuff?
I don't think so. I mean, I can only be myself, and, you know, if they consider that leading, then, you know, I guess it is. But, you know, I'm just here to help us try and win and do whatever I can.
Well, yourself is fine with us and fine for the Sox. You've been performing admirably since coming back. I'm happy. You happy?
I'm happy. If we win some more, I'd be even happier.
All right, how about we take game number 2? Is that okay with you?
All right, that's what we'll do.
All right, we're going to send it back to the studios, the brand new studios. And Dave Otto, yeah, you hear about the new studios?
No, Dave's got a new studio?
Well, Dave was kind of moaning a little bit, and Amy didn't like the old studio. So we got some brand new studio. Amy, let's see it.
Thanks, guys. And, you know, Robin, there are many times where he was frustrated in his, you know, rehab, but he said he liked going to the minors and doing that stint there and getting used to stuff.
Amy, if everybody could go back to the minor leagues and see where they come from in the big leagues, it's such a great experience to go back there and realize what it took to get to the level that Robin Ventura has, the 6 a.m. bus rides, carrying your luggage, 2-game road trips. It's a tough life down in the minor leagues, and I think that really helped Robin. And now Robin, he's really having fun out there, and he just appreciates being in the big leagues and doing well.
Maybe they should send everybody back for like a week?
For a week. You know what? I play with a guy that said that, and then I'll be darned if 2 days later he got sent to the minor leagues.
Uh-oh, I better shut up.
Yeah, you don't want to, no.
Highlights from Game 1 still to come, plus We'll have more. Frank Thomas in the batting cage coming up.
Much has been made about Cal Ripken Jr.'s durability and stamina, and rightfully so. But Ozzie Guillen has started at shortstop on 13 straight opening days for the Sox, and he's played in over 1,600 games. So like Ripken and also his namesake, rocker Ozzy Osbourne, Guillen has a right to say, "I am Iron Man." Sports Channel. We know the Sox. Inside out.
The rivalries, the challenges, the months of grueling work. Yep, sounds like school starting again. Before you go back, get to the Sports Authority first. Clothes, sports equipment, backpacks, shoes. The Sports Authority has all the goods. Because if you got to go back to school, you might as well do it right.
If you tuned into the Sox game a little late, you may have wondered just who is that starting on the mound for the Sox today. Well, his name is Tom Fordham. He's 23 years old, made his major league debut today after being called up earlier in the day from Nashville. Let's go to Comiskey Park, show you game one. A couple of cuties out today at the ballpark.
What we have seen in spring training.
And it wasn't pretty for Fordham early on.
There they shot base hit.
Juan Samuel singling to left. That'll score Mariano Duncan. And the Jays are on top early, 2-0.
And the Blue Jays take a
bottom. First, same score. Frank Thomas has a good day at the plate. Here he singles to right, scoring Ray Durham. 2-1 Jays. Durham's on second now. Dave Martinez singling to right field. Jacob Brumfield with the great arm throws Durham out at the plate. And the side's retired.
And they get him, says Joe Brinkman.
Top three. Samuel gets the second of a back-to-back triple scoring Ed Sprague. Cameron drops the ball. 4-1 Jays. Bottom four, the base is loaded with one out. Sox trying to do some damage. Durham grounds into the 1-2-3 double play. And bottom six, Jays leading 4-2. George Fabregas doubling to right. He's had a couple of good games. Mario Valdez comes around and scores. 4-3 Jays. Sox later tied the game by a Durham sac fly. Let's go to the seventh. Carlos Delgado singles to right center. That'll score Jose Cruz Jr.
Oh, here comes Cruz. He's going to score.
Sox can't come back. They lose this one by a score of 6-5. There's Isidro Gaston, happy with game one. Can the Sox, though, pull off game two? We will see coming up here on Sports Channel. And Carpenter picks up his first major league win. He came into this one 0-5 record and an ERA over 8, but he picks up his first major league win today. Let's talk about Frank Thomas, who missed yesterday's game after he had a stiff elbow from when it was hit by Seattle pitcher Omar Olivares the other day. It was stiff and swollen, and he missed yesterday's game, but he returned to the lineup today and had a nice day with the Sox, of course, as you just saw. Couldn't come up with it. Frank owns some of the most impressive statistics in baseball, as you know. He is the only player to bat over 300, hit 20 home runs, knock in 100, score over 100, and walk more than 100 times in 6 consecutive seasons. What's his secret? Well, he took Ed Farmer into the batting cage to show him the tricks of the trade.
Sometimes this is a great place to be, and other times it's a place you work on stuff. For Frank Thomas, it's a place that he's at home. You know, watching you hit, it's unbelievable, the knowledge of the strike zone that you've had. I saw you in college, and it was unbelievable. I couldn't believe at that age that you knew how to hit the way you did. What are the things that go into hitting for you?
For me, I must first say it's my gift from God, you know, just hitting. I've always been able to hit ever since I picked up a wiffle ball bat at the boys' club. So, you know, it's something that I've been always comfortable with, and it's just like something that I think I'm just blessed to hit. No, but I do work. I work at it. I know nowadays I have to keep working at it because that's why I'm here, and it is to hit.
I'll tell you, watching you hit, it's almost like poetry because you know what the pitcher's trying to do, and then when we see what you're trying to do with the pitcher, but I think the best compliment comes from your peers. And one of the guys who really had something great to say about Frank was Mark Grace, and this is what Grace had to say about you.
There's 3 ways to hit. You hit up and down, high pitches, low pitches. You hit inside, outside, and you hit fast and slow. Frank has the ability to do all those. That's why he's so good, and he never swings at a bad pitch. Never.
Well, probably the thing he's talking about with up and down is, you know, I can throw different stances at you because, you know, this is a comfort thing for me. Some days I feel real good down here, you know, up to the plate because I'm feeling better with my balance. But when I'm in a hot streak with home runs or anything else, you'll see me up in here because I'm getting back naturally. When I'm down in here, I have to make something happen. I'm not feeling as easy when I'm in that groove. So, you know, with hitting, there's no right way or one way to hit. I think when you're battling a pitcher, yes, some days you got to do whatever it takes to get a victory on that mound with that pitcher.
And Tony Gwynn's only hitting about 400. I mean, this guy's unbelievable. It seems like he's swinging a magic wand a la Frank Thomas. And this is what Tony Gwynn had to say about Frank.
Frank hits the ball to all fields, and he hits all fields with power, but yet he's disciplined. You know, he'll take the line drive to right when they're giving it to him. He doesn't have to hit the ball out of the ballpark, but if his team needs him to hit a 3-run jack, he'll step up there and he'll deliver. He is the quintessential hitter, I think. He does everything I wish I could do.
Well, with Tony Gwynn, he's probably one of the best hitters we've seen in a long, long time. He's constantly 375 and above every year. That's amazing at this level. As for me, you know, I survive different ways. I'm not afraid to use all parts of the field. I know the days that I feel like I can hit a home run. I know the days when I better just sit there and battle the pitcher and try to get a base hit to either field. You know, it's great to hear those things come out of Tony Gwynn's mouth because he's one guy I really got a lot of respect for because I know what it takes to get hits every day. And Tony's one of those guys that you see every day, like you said, swinging that magic wand.
Watching Tony Gwynn every day can't be as good for me as watching Frank Thomas. As I mentioned, I saw him play in college. I saw him at Auburn. It was unbelievable when I went in to see him. Yet I took Ben McDonald when I was scouting for the Orioles. You know, we all make mistakes, although this guy never seems to make a mistake at home plate. Watching the guys in the dugout, though, after you hit, that one-handed stroke where one foot's off the ground, you reach out and all of a sudden it's a double. How do you do that?
I just think it's with my head. You know, Walt Reniak was here for many, many years. He focused with me, the head. And we call it head hit sometimes.
Yeah.
You'll see the body all in different directions. I'm full back here, but the head is still on the ball. And when you're able to drop the bat in a plane, on a ball going 90 miles per hour, anything can happen.
Biggest throw for you as a hitter facing a pitcher that's got you down in the count? What's the biggest throw you've had?
I think one of the biggest throws that I have is every now and then you'll see me shoot a ball down right field line. You know, when
or off the first base bag.
Yeah, off the first base bag. You know, you got 0-2, you're just battling there. Those guys are dangerous at that point. Most pitchers in the big leagues knows how to finish you. And that's the difference from a AAA pitcher and a big league pitcher. When they get you 0-2, majority of them know how to finish you off. So when you see me get a one-legged hit down the right field line, I mean, that's special to me. I love those times because, you know, that's just battling. And it's something that happened. And I tell people sometimes I'd rather be lucky than good sometimes.
I'll tell you this, battling and battling, that's what you say. But when we watch as White Sox fans, and from all the White Sox fans, it has been a pleasure. I mean that. I've got the best seat in the house doing White Sox games, but it has been a pleasure the last 7 years watching you hit. Because when you can hit, you can hit, and this guy can really, really hit. Thanks, Frank. Really been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me, Farmer, but I'm not going to let you slide. You were not wrong for taking Ben McDonald there. Ben McDonald was throwing the ball 100 miles per hour consistently in college, and you had to make a decision that most scouts would.
Let me say that.
You know, things worked out well, and we're here working together now, so that's great.
That's true. You know, the best things in life sometimes come together late, and that's how it's worked for us. I'll tell you what, it's been a pleasure having you on. Keep swinging it.
All right.
Right.
Thanks, guys. Game 2 coming up at Comiskey Park. Jason Beret opposing Luis Sandoval for the Blue Jays. Stay with us.
Dodge Dakota is #1 in horsepower, #1 in torque, #1 in towing, even #1 in payload. In fact, Dodge Dakota is ranked #1 in more categories versus any other compact. But that should come as no surprise for the truck that's full of surprises. Dodge Dakota starts as low as $12,335. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
On Saturdays, your customers can receive 2-day packages from FedEx. Cost? An extra $10.
On Saturdays, your customers can receive 2- to 3-day priority mail packages from the U.S. Postal Service. Cost? $3. And there's no extra charge.
On Saturdays, your customers cannot receive two-day packages from UPS. Sorry.
So, what's your priority? Priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
Time for Dave's key to Game 2.
5 innings out of Jason Beret. It's called the old 5 and dive. If Jason Beret is probably on a pitch limit about 90 pitches, if he can get through 5, that's all Terry Bevington and Mike Plesac want out of Jason Beret tonight.
Not to mention Ron Schuler.
That's right.
All right, thanks, Dave. White Sox baseball coming up here on Sports Channel in just a couple minutes.
Park in Chicago. It is Game 2 of this doubleheader. And hi, everybody, and welcome back to beautiful Comiskey Park with Tom Patrick. I'm Ken Harrell. Since we get set to bring you this finale of this afternoon's work, might be in Game 1. Sox certainly had the opportunities to win that ball game. They stranded 11 runners, and also some bad defensive plays.
Well, that's very true, Hawk, and when you can't take advantage of opportunities, you're just not going to win many ball games. You know, Chris Carpenter pitched pretty well in getting his first Major League victory, but the White Sox really had him on the ropes early in the ball game, couldn't finish him off, so the Blue Jays prevailed with some pretty good relief pitching down at the end. So in the second game,